very, very, very scared right now. I was in your store about a half an hour ago. I can't believe I did this. I'm watching my daughter's dog. She's in Florida. I had my dog in there. It's a little brown Cocker Spaniel, and my wife was with me. My wife taken the dog and she tied it to the something on the wall. She was by the dog food. Then she left it there. She thought I was going to take the dog. I drive her home. I forgot the dog in your store. I don't know. I cannot. I hope it's not lost. It's a brown dog. It's a very scary if you approach the dog. So I don't want nobody to scare the dog. My wife is coming back, but can you please see if you got a brown dog and a little Cocker Spaniel? My daughter's gonna kill me. The dog answered the Pichadillo. Please.
Okay, let me check for you.
Okay, but you listen. You got to call it the name Pichadillo because he's not gonna come if you don't call it. Please.
I'm sure if I see him, I'll look.
Yeah, it's a little.
Okay,
can you just please check? Because my wife. Thank you, please. I'm gonna hold on, but my wife is on the way. Please check. Hurry up, please.
Okay.
Thank you. We got a tag. He's a dog tag. It said Pichadillo on top.
Can you say that name one more time, please?
Yeah, it's a Pichadillo. Pichadillo.
Okay. Give me 1 second.
Thank you.
I'm gonna throw up. That means penis in Italian. Funny thing is, this guy's looking for a brown Cocker Spaniel right now. I wish we had cameras in Petco.
Hello.
Yeah. Yes.
You found the dog?
Yeah. I looked around the store. There isn't any Cocker Spaniel here. I'm sorry.
And you said the name right? Because
this is Govs Radio.
Govs Radio.
They suck. Good morning, everybody. It is the Knock 'em Dead Comedy Radio Show coming at you live from GovsComedyClubRadio.com, Facebook, YouTube, all that great stuff. Coming at you from Governor's Comedy Club in Levittown, the world-famous Governor's Comedy Club, the greatest comedy club in the world.
And why is it the greatest?
Because it's home to so many great comedians and home to us. And because we have people like Anthony Rodia and Joey Cola and Chris Roach and Steve Belanger and Joe DeJesu and Mike O'Toole and Pete and Teresa and Bonnie and Jim and Mandy and Graz and Two Girls, One Mike and Funny Tank and Felix and all these great shows. That's why.
Well, what else? What officially why?
Officially, I'll tell you why.
Something
our guest this morning has in common with us. We have been nominated for Best Long Island Radio Station on the Best of Long Island voting.
Dun,
Thank
dun,
you.
dun,
Thank you very
dun,
much. Thank
dun,
you.
dun, dun.
Where's my applause button here?
You're gonna hit like
There it is.
helicopter.
Thank you.
instead
Thank you
on
very
the
much.
stick.
Thank
Okay,
you.
good.
Thank you. Thank you. Please sit. Sit, everybody, please. Please. And like I said, our guest this morning has that in common with us. Wines by Nature has been nominated for
Best liquor store on Long Island.
Best Liquor Store on Long Island. There's applause. They're applauding for you, George. George.
And considering there's 7,892 per town, that's a big deal. Congratulations.
All right, George, do me a favor. Pull that microphone closer to you. Yep, that one. George Eldey is here, ladies and gentlemen. George Eldey is here, ladies and gentlemen. Owner of Wines by Nature. Now, right off the bat, my first question to you, George. I looked on Facebook, and it says you're the wine officer of Wines by Nature.
Yes.
That sounds so official and a little scary. What is wine officer?
It's something made up, but you know,
Perfect.
The wine police.
we are certainly the wine police. First of all, thanks for having me.
Oh, my pleasure. George Eldey. I said that, right? I
Yeah.
did say it. Okay. Oh, my pleasure, pal.
And,
Anytime.
And just like what you guys do for a living, we also kind of do the same as a wine shop that
This one.
we try to make sure that people are comfortable when they're coming in. A lot of times, it's not. We're not snobs. We're not bullies. We're like, hey, how you doing? We try and get them with customer service, and a lot of that has to do with being funny and some comedy,
Nice.
and just being natural, normal people instead of going, oh, can I help you today?
Right.
And just
You want some wine? And who's supplying that comedy? You?
myself, Chris Youngs, and James Punn, and also my wife is in. She spots us every so often, and we just have a fun time. We bust each other's balls. We have great regular customers that turn into friends.
Nice.
And we
Nice
always
family
try,
atmosphere.
Yeah,
So, and are they all wine officers, or is that just you?
that's just me.
Except your wife. She's master and commander.
yes, it's
Exactly.
the only spot where I'm in charge.
Are you
she's
though?
in charge.
Are you?
Only what she allows me to be.
And I'm sorry, the best of Long Island was what? Best wine? What?
It's right now. It's under liquor store.
Oh, best liquor store.
But that's like calling a cook, a chef a cook.
Right.
We can, it's like wine and spirits. A liquor store would be the passive, national brand, self-service store.
Right.
And we don't really consider ourselves a liquor store.
But as far as categories, that was the closest one.
yeah,
Right.
Trying to explain that to people over the phone or email, just what it is. What it is.
Right. You just want that banner to hang up in the place. We won Best of Long Island, right?
Yeah, it's gonna be a long shot. There's a lot of.
Oh yeah.
There's a lot.
There's a lot out there. A lot of very good shops.
Yeah, and a lot of times with liquor stores, and like seriously, correct me if I don't have it right, because I just feel like if it's the best price in town, regardless of what it is, like they're the people that would win. Whereas your place, I haven't been in your place, but I was looking at the website, and it seems to be a lot of local wineries will sell their stuff with you. You'll have high-end wine that you can't find anywhere else, and your people are really knowledgeable.
The world did not need another liquor store or another strip mall.
Yeah.
So we're situated in a shopping village called the Shops at Eastwind in Wading River. We have a cheese shop, jewelry store, a really nice candy store. There's a gluten-free bakery shop. There's the crushed olive. There's a place called the Cake in Time where you get to bake your own cakes.
Oh, wow.
And decorate. And she does great fondant cakes. So it's a really, really, really nice shopping
It's a
village.
nice atmosphere.
Yeah.
And you have a lot of organic wines too.
Yeah. So
Which not a lot of liquor stores are doing. They're usually doing 4 or 5 and all the same kinds. And
correct. Like I said, the world does not need another strip mall. When I said the world does not need another liquor store, so basically it's like we're a small business that represents small businesses, and the backstory to that is waiting tables got me through college.
yeah, me too.
Staying in the restaurant business, moving up to owning a restaurant, and then closing a restaurant, and then being a sales rep for 17 years after that. I've come to represent and know a lot of really, really, really good people.
Yeah.
And we know where the good wines are. So we try to bring that story to light. Small business that represents small businesses and historically famous people, regions, vineyards. We stay away from the big brands as much as possible because they're not small guy friendly. And a lot of those wines automatically are going to be organic or biodynamic because they live there.
Yeah, sure.
Your lawn can't survive with chemicals all the time. These vineyards can't survive on chemicals or synthetic pesticides and herbicides for thousands of years in some of these instances.
Yeah.
If it wasn't organic.
Yeah, and I'll completely know the difference in the morning whether I've had organic wine or not. And
Based on your headache?
Yeah, it really is true, don't you think?
Absolutely.
I feel like in the if I drink just regular wine, which is no big deal, but if I have organic wine, I don't even. There's nothing. There's no slight headache. Because wine can give me a headache, and I don't feel it when I have organic wine ever.
There's 27 ingredients that can be, or 20 different things that can be done to a wine that they don't have to tell you.
Oh, really?
Is that right? Oh,
Hold
hold
that thought,
Right,
George.
yeah. You're live with the Knock 'em Dead Comedy Radio Show. Who's this?
They hung up, I think.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, after 2 rings.
Wow, impatient. Okay. Derek is watching. Good morning, Derek. Derek also made the Best of Long Island nominees. Derek, what was children's entertainment of some sort? Derek, fill me in. Forgive me, I don't remember what the exactly the category was.
Event.
Do you hear anybody?
What?
What's that?
Do I need to hear anybody?
No, I mean if we get a
if
phone
we
call
get
or
a phone
something.
call,
but-
then yeah, throw them on. Or if he,
Other than that,
Tony's
you don't need 'em right
throwing
now.
some
Okay.
music up here. Other than that, you wouldn't need it.
Good morning, Bruno. Good morning, Andrew Play Jonas. Good morning, Ken Pichelle. Good morning, Christian Vergara. He says, "Hey, George and friends." He said he loves wine by nature.
Oh, and here's a good thought too. Like Chris Thomas, she does not drink, but she said going into a place and having a knowledgeable wine salesperson is such a godsend because, they don't know. You want to bring something really nice to someone's house, and you have no idea what to pick. And when you get someone who will walk up to you and really knows what you want.
Yeah.
Is important.
After reaching out to Tony a couple of weeks ago, and sitting in traffic, I hate traffic. I used to be a sales rep, and I used to be in traffic all the time. Now I despise it.
Now you just hide out east. He needed ways to get to Levittown, and he's from Hicksville.
Oh my
believe it.
God! It's the shortest way. There is no such thing.
There is no, because there's traffic and lights everywhere.
Everywhere.
What year did you graduate?
86, just a year or two before Tony.
Yeah, I graduated with your sister.
You're
Yep.
right in the
88.
middle.
Yep. That's right, you were 84.
Yeah.
84, 86, 88.
One of the things I was thinking about is what am I going on the show for? And I'm like, I want to talk and promote, but the real big thing is if we can educate people to make better choices in a broad brush when it comes to wines and spirits, then that's what I wanted to get across to anyone who's listening out there or anyone who cares. Is just having a spot, pick a spot, and make a better choice. And be confident, and maybe during today, I can give people some tools to help make the better choice.
Okay. Go ahead, give us an example.
go.
What kind of tool?
What kind of tool?
A wrench.
First one would be
corkscrew.
confidence.
Confidence, okay.
Confidence in your palate and your ability. Speech. Talk to somebody. Go and go back to somebody. Like your mechanic and your hairstylist. The first time you get your hair cut, sorry, Tony, is they're not going to
Takes
get
a lot
it
of work.
right. But the third or fourth cut, it's going to be right.
Yeah.
Your tailor, your mechanical, know your car. Go, yes, I saw that coming. We got to fix this and fix that. You don't go to a wine shop or a liquor store and not get any service and just repeat the same mistake over and over.
I think people feel intimidated. They feel like a wine connoisseur is going to look at them like, well, it's because you don't have the correct palate or you don't know. So they feel really uncomfortable with bringing it up.
And again, that's why I have a shop that looks expensive, but it's not. It looks snobby, but we're not. We really know what we're doing, and we're trying to make anything we speak to people about digestible and comfortable, so they come back. You can sell somebody one bottle of wine, that's easy. Then they come back. So you really got to custom fit, and you really got to interview and talk to a first-time customer just for guidance.
Well, right, and that's one thing I've noticed with Wines by Nature. It is a fun atmosphere. You guys don't like I said, people just don't walk in. You have special events. You even post videos where you interview people yourself. It's a little different.
It's Gandhi Vanderchuck's way of doing things. Just put out the content.
Right.
Pay it forward.
Yes.
Let out all your secrets. Let them know. Pay forward. So what we try to do is kind of do all that, demystify it, and have a good time doing it, because I'm there every day. Well, not every day. I'm there almost every day. And if I'm not having fun at work, no one else is having fun at work.
Right.
So you can be an asshole somewhere, and you can be an asshole in a good environment or in a bad environment. We're just good, fun, and that's the environment that I put forward, because I'm living it. Mm-hmm. And then I'll have fun in a paper bag. I don't care.
That's exactly true.
Because I've dealt with some really miserable wine buyers and restaurant owners. And
Really? Do you?
Oh, I used to.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. I was going to say, usually they're pretty good. Chris Thomas wants to know, what is your favorite North Fork vineyard that you would like to drink? Like as nice people, and then also which wine would you actually want to drink if you were on an island and you could have no other than that one vineyard?
Wine is seasonal and situational. So I have favorites depending on mood, food, temperature, company. I can't nail it down.
Winter time, because I think the red wine is a little bit more difficult on Long Island than the white wine. So wintertime island.
Wintertime island. I'll drink any wine from one of my favorite wineries, or of the following: Pominock,
Yeah, nice.
Macari,
I haven't been there.
Lens, Bedell.
Okay.
All right.
Are these local?
Yep.
Okay.
Those would be the go-to anytime. Find some wines.
Sure.
And to pick out just one would really be a disservice to the others, because they're all very good.
Let me backtrack a little bit. So, the idea of playing it forward, and hang on, are you having issues on? Do you see issues, or is it just on my end? So you see what's going on there?
Back and forth. That's what I thought you went back to fix.
That's
thought
what
maybe when you started it.
That's
you
what I thought I
clicked
did,
that
but you're not seeing
one-timer
it there,
thing.
though, right?
Yeah.
Oh, you are seeing it there.
So, but it's a minute and 15 seconds delay, so maybe we're fine.
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
But you switched it off the timer one?
It was never on it.
Oh.
That's why I'm
Then
confused.
I don't know what it is.
All right, if you guys are seeing some weird stuff happening there, forgive us and bear with us. Hang on, George, 2 seconds. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm seeing it too, though.
I want to see if it's on. I'm checking the YouTube feed to see if it's happening.
Maybe it's
there.
just Facebook.
Yeah,
It's glitching.
yeah. I think it's a Facebook thing. I don't think it's anything on our end. And yeah, I'm not seeing it on YouTube. So if it really gets that bad,
Yeah, Facebook gets.
yeah,
bizarre
Facebook
sometimes.
occasionally has issues on their end. So if you want, you can see it on YouTube on the Govs Radio Facebook page. The Govs Radio YouTube page. You can also go to govsradio.com. The video is also streaming there, and then there's also a separate audio tab. If you're at work and you just want to click on the audio, you can just hear us live on govsradio.com. So YouTube, Govs Radio page, and govsradio.com. Assuming Facebook continues to give us issues, because I don't know what's going on. It's definitely not on our end. I'll double check it in a second, but I'm positive. So you said playing it forward and the whole spirits and not letting your secrets out. So
No, letting the secrets out.
I'm sorry, letting the secrets out. Excuse me. So, but why do you feel that? Do you feel that helps? Say if all stores are more, if they're not just snobby liquor stores, if they're more than that, you feel that helps? That makes the whole wine store community better, or
Yes.
so you feel that helps you in the long run?
Yes.
Okay, that's interesting.
I want towards the end of my sales rep career, I kind of went like the Gordon Ramsay route, like Hell's Kitchen, going, "You donkey,"
Yeah.
Put a broom down. Get rid of this neon on sale stuff. Stop, make it nice, make it neat. put some music on instead of having crappy radio. I got to the point where I'm like, I was frustrated because I wanted my stores to do better and stop being passive. And that's not the majority of the customers that I've had, but there were a few that I would see degrade.
Yeah.
And so I just took what I learned, or what I wanted to do. I saw people make mistakes, and I tried not to make mistakes. So I just took everything I learned, I squished it together.
Which is a lot of experience. You were a wine representative, correct?
Yeah.
And you did a lot of restaurant work early on, and then you had your own restaurant. So, who better than you to have your own wine shop?
Well, that was the theory, and now it's in practice. So I want all of those wine shops and liquor stores to help me in the fight to create a better environment so your customer can learn.
Okay.
Pick me, pick another store, pick someplace, but pick somebody who's going to give you customer service that you can have a relationship with, that you can grow together. You go into a shop and they just say, what do you think about this wine? And they go, oh, that wine's popular. Okay, thanks. What about this one? Well, that wine's very good.
Yeah.
Right.
And what about this one? That one's also popular.
And
That
wine might be great for someone, but it may not be what you're looking for, the people that you're having dinner with. It may not be, so you have to ask some follow-up questions. I mean, there's a wine for everyone.
Yeah. They always ask me, well, what wine do you like? I go, listen, I'm a small business that represents small businesses. I get to be picky. If I add my staff's experience, we have over 50 years in food and wine business. So if it doesn't blow us away, we don't carry it.
Yeah.
We don't have to, because we're not under the control of some of the larger import companies. So it's not what I like.
Right.
What do you like to drink? What's for dinner? Or if they just came out of the cheese shop, it's like, all right, what cheese is in the bag?
Oh, yeah. Do you guys work together?
Oh, yes.
You're across the street from each other or something?
Yes.
That's really nice.
I work really well with the cheese shop. She was a customer of mine. It's the Cheese and Spice Market. So we're always working with cheese and wine pairings. And with the candy store, Sweet Cart Candy Cart,
Sure.
We do chocolate pairings.
Yeah.
At Valentine's Day, we do tastings and seminars. We did a tasting event with a singles event. So I'm constantly working with all of the people
It's
within
fun.
in
Yeah.
there. But it's all about education and going back. And if you don't like it or don't like it, you let the person know so they can go, okay, here's our next move.
Right. I lived in California for a while, and I went to college out there, and so I worked in this little Italian restaurant that was amazing, and it was kind of the same thing. Every time you'd eat anywhere else, you'd be like, I could have had dinner at Rothschild's. It was like one of those things that you were sad not to eat there, and all they served was wine, beer, and champagne. And so as a waiter, you really had to know, when the wine distributor person came by, we had to be there. You'd think it would just be the owner, but we had to be there too. And I was young, so I didn't realize how special it was that I understood all the stuff and how I could recommend, and a customer would come in, and I remember they didn't quite like this kind. They might have wanted something a little bit different. And we got really good at that. And I remember going up to Napa Valley, and are you familiar with Farniente?
Yes.
Okay, so there's just so everyone knows, when you go up to in California to all the vineyards, you can pretty much get into any vineyard, and it really is a lot of fun. You take the wine train, or however you want to go and do that. It's a really fun vacation. But Farniente, and I'm going back probably 30 years. So Farniente at that time was $100 a bottle, $75 a bottle. And they only served in the restaurant. So, it was a lot less than a liquor store. It was probably double. But they only served at the time, they just had a Chardonnay and they had a Cabernet. And they had, I think it was called Dolce or something. It was a dessert wine.
Right.
But I think that's all they had. They didn't have like other wines. But it was like the best Chardonnay you could ever have. And so we would sell it like crazy to these, rich Californian people having dinner. And when I went up to the wine country, I just called for fun, like, hey, can I get into Farniente? And they said, they're like, no, it's really like restrictive. And I was like, well, I work at Rothschild's, I thought maybe. And they're like, what? And so me and my whole family went there, and they brought us down to the wine cellar, and they had this like long table with other people there as well, and we were there for like well over an hour, just like us, and them explaining to us. We walked out of there with like all this wine, and I'm sitting there, I'm like this like cheesy little waitress and like I'm the one who got our entire family in. It was like so funny.
Yeah, but you're on the front line. They want to knight you
Yeah.
so you can go in there and bring the message out there.
Right, exactly. Like how much do you sell Farniente for?
I don't.
You don't sell it?
No,
okay.
I don't.
So what specialties do you do then? Like, is it just all local special
No, it's not all
wine,
local.
or is it from other countries? Do you do anything from California?
Oh, of course, but
Okay.
we have wines from Macedonia, Croatia,
Okay.
Greece, Chile, Uruguay, all
Okay.
over the place. We're now tasting wines and spirits from Mexico.
Sure.
So we don't have borders. Good wine doesn't have borders. So as long as it does one thing, over deliver for whatever the price, then we'll consider bringing it in.
Okay.
And usually the bigger, most well-known wines sometimes don't appeal to us as much as most people. We really like to find the underdog and the friend.
Yeah, I
and
love that too.
historically
And how would you
significant.
know? That's it, as like a layman. How would you know which is like the underdog wine that is coming up? Like, are you familiar with Caymus?
Yes.
Okay, so Caymus wine, like I said, it was like 1,000 years ago. We used to serve it for $5 a glass at the bar, like because it was just coming up and no one knew about it. We're like, yeah, this is a good wine. We should sell it for like the wine of the day because it's so cheap. And now it's like a fortune, So you never know, like which wine is like the one that no one knows about that the price can really increase.
Go back to your wine shop. Go back to wherever you're buying and ask. Say, what's new? What can I? What do you drink? What's new and exciting?
Right.
It's all about discovery. Variety is the spice of life. And again, you have to have confidence in trying. Now, there's different tastings. Going on a North Fork and doing that North Fork tour and trying tasting wines.
I did that once. It was
touching,
really a lot of
feeling,
fun.
That really helps.
It was a lot of fun. Yeah, I went with a group of friends they came down from Boston, and we had a really good friend on Long Island who doesn't drink, and he just like took us on this like big tour, and it was a lot of fun.
I wrote an itinerary for our local magazine, Focus Long Island, the Shore and Wading River edition, and they had a travel edition, and they asked me to write an article about travel. I'm like, fuck, I haven't gone anywhere in since my sales rep days. Like, the only place I've been to the North Fork. And I wrote a 2-day itinerary of how to find the wineries, hotels, and the restaurants. And if you follow this, it's like you're in a different world.
Right.
But going out there is it's probably one of the best ways to learn. And go when it's slow, not when it's busy. You'll learn even more.
Yeah. So how is your shop divided up between like local wine and wines from all countries?
Yeah, we have a New York State selection, so we have all of our New York State wines there. But I separate it out by region, style, or varietal, in an easier way for people to shop. People come in, they want a Malbec. We have a Malbec section, but
Sure.
they want an Italian red. So they will ask for a nice Italian red. So I have my section says nice Italian red. People want I put the Pinot Noirs together, and I have miscellaneous whites and French whites, and I have a something new section. We have staff picks, but I put it where people normally like to find. They normally want to shop on something.
Yeah. Like, how would you describe the difference between Malbec and a Cabernet and a Shiraz. Like, what is your feeling? Like, I always thought Cabernet was like maybe your more meaty or stronger wine, but maybe I don't know.
In a broad brush, yes. Cabernet Sauvignon is probably the king of the red wines when it comes to domestic wines. It's bigger, bolder, can take more oak. It's a thicker skin. It's hearty. It has high acid and high tannin naturally, so it can live a long life. And some Cabernets can age 15, 20, 30 years. Bordeaux can go even longer than that, even though it's a blend. So the Cabernet, when done really nicely, it can be really enjoyable year 5, 7, 10, and plus. I'm drinking some stuff out of my cellar now, and all the wine is gone except for the good stuff. It's just like, I guess we're having, a 2006 Cabernet Sauvignon again. Well, I should put those aside because that's my son's birth year. I want to make sure those are still around. But they just come together at a longer way that way. And with Shiraz is Syrah.
Is Shiraz a blend?
Nope.
Okay.
Shiraz is the name of the grape Syrah in Australia.
Okay. So is it kind of like the Cabernet of Australia?
No, there's Cabernet there.
All right. Okay. I was thinking why I thought it was a little bit. It seems lighter, but
It's going
not
to have
that much
more.
lighter.
It's going to have. Syrah is probably the most food friendly pop and go varietals for red wine that there is. You don't have to age it down as long. Generally, this is a big broad brush here, folks. Don't anyone go crazy on me, but you can pick up a Syrah or Shiraz from the Rhone domestically or in Australia, and that sucker's going to be ready to go. You don't got to put it away or age it. It's going to have fruit, balance, texture. It's going to have it's just going to be ready to go. But everyone I take to the Syrah sections that I really, really enjoy, but they usually wind up picking up a Cabernet, and now even more with Malbecs. And Malbecs can be really, really well made. Where they're coming out of Mendoza, in Argentina. Basically, the whole valley is organic because it's a desert plateau.
Okay.
So there are no bugs and
So
no humidity.
that's why you see more organic wines with Malbecs.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because if
I
you're
didn't know
spraying
that.
in Mendoza, you're really doing yourself a disservice because there's no bugs, there's no
Right.
humidity. It's
Right.
like you and God.
Right.
So, but you can have unoaked versions there that are nice, bright, and fruity, and then you can have really big, full-bodied Malbecs that can rival some of the best Cabernets.
Why do you hear that their wine is put in a bourbon barrel? Like, how is that different? Like, what is that? And what, like, I never even heard about that until a few years ago. I'm like, what?
It's
Does it make the wine stronger?
they tend to be stronger with higher alcohol.
Okay.
Some of those are 17, 18%, which is
Like the IPA of the beer world.
yeah, and they're kind of approaching almost like a port-like consistency.
Yeah.
There was only one that really we liked. It was from Mallorca called Southern Belle, which was very nice. But the ones that are out there now, I just feel like there's just too much.
Yeah.
It's like
It's like
chocolate
the
cake.
thing or
I
something.
like chocolate cake, but I can't eat the whole chocolate cake.
Okay.
I can. I definitely can.
And it's also they tend to be on the sweeter side, and they're popular because Americans are addicted to sugar.
Yes.
Oh, that's for sure.
No,
So-
it's true. It
and-
really is true. Like,
and-
I don't know why things have to be so sweet all the time.
The bread, a lot of
Yeah.
the national brand wines.
Like the bread we eat, it tastes like people come and visit from other countries, and they're like, your bread tastes like cake. It really does to them. It tastes like loaves of cake with stuff in the middle.
Agreed.
Yeah.
And one of the things that sugar does in wine, it masks flaws.
Oh, so your cheaper, like worse made wines are going to be sweeter.
Because you got to cover them up. And the drier wines, the more small production single vineyard wines are most likely going to be dry, precise, clean, well-made wines because, simply put, nothing's simple with me.
That's okay.
If I have, say, 300,000 cases of wine to sell,
Okay.
it's like, oh shit. Listen, we got 300,000 cases. In some instances, the story can also go to 3 million cases. All right, there are wines that have 3 million cases. Like, we have to sell this wine. Get marketing in here.
Because there is an expiration date on it, in a way. I mean, there isn't, but in a way, I mean, you kind of have to move them.
You put your money out, and then you wait 3 to 5 years for it to come back. So you have to get a marketing department in here to make a really, really hip label. We got to advertise it, and also get the chemist in here. We got to make this homogeneous, because how does the first tank 20, and tank 500 all taste the same? You got to manipulate, and you got to make it all taste the same.
Right, because you're gonna find the wine that you love, and then you're gonna go back there and get it again, and it's gonna taste different. You can't have that.
Yeah, and it's a big production, so it's just all manipulated, designed, knowing the American palate with the little sweet tooth, and we're going to have to sell it, and we got to push it, and we got to do a lot of pull. When I was a sales rep, or people come to me now, I'm tasting wines that there's 300 cases, 3,000 cases, say 10,000 cases in this total production. And it's like, George, it's okay. If you don't like it, it's okay. I only got 300 cases for the world. I'll find my buyer.
Right.
So what's happening with that wine is it is an expression of Mother Nature, the terroir, the winemaker guides it, and there's no pressure. That's, what we try to showcase, because we know what happens when something gets, too popular. It loses, it gets bought out and loses its soul.
Right. Right.
Okay. Sorry, everybody. We're having about the glitches this morning. It does appear to be a Facebook issue. So if you go to govsradio.com, or if you go to our YouTube channel, it is working there. So our apologies to George, apologies to you guys, but you can still see the show on either one of those platforms.
Is this still glitching out?
The last time I looked at Facebook, it was, yeah.
Oh, bummer.
Oh, is it not? Is it not anymore?
No, I haven't seen it for a while.
All right. Well, hopefully, or maybe.
Unless you changed on here. No, this is still Facebook. So.
Yeah, that's yeah. Maybe.
All right, maybe it
maybe
ended.
it stopped. All right. Well, hopefully.
I hit the play button. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
It's still there.
So
right.
Okay. So you have, and you guys have some special events there. You had a book signing recently, and you have another event coming up, if I'm not mistaken.
We've got Meet the Bourbinator.
The Bourbinator.
The Bourbinator 631.
What's that?
My friend Kyle, if you go on Instagram and you type in Bourbinator 631, that's my friend Kyle. He's a bourbon enthusiast, and he's a customer. And the first time he came in, we got to chatting. I said, we need to invite people to this conversation.
Sure.
So now it's our third tasting with him.
Okay.
So we push some tables together. We get some samples, and it's kind of group therapy, where you're able to talk to other enthusiasts, whether they're really good or rookies, and we're always discussing the next sideways move into bourbon, scotch, rum, tequila, and everyone just kind of figures out what their palate is and what's the next wine, what next spirit they can try into.
Okay.
Then we have a grand tasting. We have wheat tastings every weekend.
You have a cheese and wine tasting.
Cheese and wine,
right?
Yeah, that's next door at the Cheese and
okay.
Spice Market. But I always say that's the kitchen. Everyone hangs out in the kitchen.
Right.
I'm the living room. So a lot of people come over, and they'll come over, and chat with me when it gets too busy, or they just want to sit down. So we work together.
And I guess with your location being so close to the East End and the wineries, that helps. Like you have a larger community of enthusiasts, or am I completely off base here?
Oh, it's the population density is not like here.
Yeah.
So we're in Shoreham. Wading River is a school district, so right we're in Wading River. But just east of me is just farmland.
Right.
So you have your pockets of neighborhoods. It's not like you open up here in Levittown, and within 5 minutes you have 1 million people.
Sure.
So so I'm on a small scale, but there are more enthusiasts out there, and those are the ones I'm looking for. I'm looking for the people that have, who like going to Long Island Wines. They're part of wine clubs there, or they're shopping, somewhere else that they just need to discover slowly that there's a shop that's there for them.
Nice. And I guess I know I'm I'm backtracking a little bit, but I know with all those stores you mentioned in the shopping center, that must help too. I mean, it sounds like a great community of stores that
It is.
people, like you said, they'll go into the kitchen, they come to the living room, like it's almost like a one-stop shopping for people that want an experience like that.
It is, and
Yeah,
you can
that's cool.
you can walk around. There's something for everybody. There's a vintage carousel. There's a play area for kids.
Oh, wow.
Everyone is a small business and everyone kind of lives within the community itself. So
Right.
we're not a tourist destination. We're really built for the local people to come and visit us. But we're certainly a great spot to stop in or your way out on a trip out to the Hamptons.
Sure.
It's a great spot to stay. There's a hotel next door.
Oh.
Eastwind Hotel. So it's a very nice, small, luxury hotel, spa, pool. It's a good spot to staycation.
Yeah, it's a nice vacation.
How'd you end up out there?
I live in Ridge. And
Not too far from where the store is, right?
12 minutes.
Yeah. Okay. Nice.
12, I don't need Waze.
Driving here was further.
Just a little.
And for those 17 years, I was selling wines and spirits to top stores and restaurants in Suffolk County. And a few years ago, the one type of wine shop was sold.
Okay.
So I knew there was a vacancy for a proper wine shop. So between the Hamptons and the other side of Port Jefferson, I consider I saw a void, and I said, you know what, this neighborhood really needs a wine shop.
Right.
And so I spoke with the former general manager of that wine shop, who is now one of my sales reps and a good friend. And I called him constantly, going, "You sure it's going to work? Are they there?" He's like, "Yes, George. Your customers are there. They were there when I was there, and they continue to be there."
Okay.
So I kind of knew that there was a need.
Right. And that must have been a life in sales, man. I don't know. I give you guys credit. I don't know how you guys do it. That's a tough life. That's a tough life.
Yeah.
It's not something I could ever do, man.
Try retail.
I bet. Yeah, I bet.
Yeah, especially when it's yours. It's so difficult. You just want it to be great, and at the same time, you're like,
It's like it's like baseball. You got to be excited and calm at the same time.
Yes.
All right.
good days, bad days, and you just have to look at the long term.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I have other shopkeepers around me, so we have group therapy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Especially, right, because you're a Met fan, if I'm not mistaken.
Met fan, Jets, and Islanders, so I am disappointed every season.
Yeah, so you guys, no wonder you have these little group chats, and no wonder you're drinking.
And I'm the only location where I turn to my employees and say, "Will you start drinking?
Right.
Try that."
Well, if you say so, boss.
Everyone else, you get in trouble if you're drinking at work. Here, it's mandatory.
Yeah, you
Nice.
have to. And it's funny. Do you how much turnover do you have as far as people working for you? Is it just like the small handful you mentioned before?
0 turnover.
Okay. Yeah.
Chris Youngs used to run a restaurant. He's my age. We met with a common friend, and he's turned into my right-hand man. I always say, it's my car, but you get to drive.
Nice.
So he goes to tastings, he directs the sales, and I always can come in and say, "No, we're going to go this way, going to go that way," because I'm kind of grooming him to learn more, and I trust him implicitly with his palate. He's got a voice and a tempo. He's a singer. I mean, he can do voiceover work. He's got this vocabulary and a memory. Oh my God, a memory. So Chris is awesome. And then when I was opening, my friend James Punn, his family owned Dima Liquors in Setauket.
Okay.
And he was going to graduate school at the time. He says, "Can I come work for you?" I'm like,
Really?
"Yes."
Wow.
So he really was able to help because he was in the store since he was 8 years old.
Okay.
And he saw the building of his family store, and he really helped me out learning and discovering and building our spirit selection, because that's kind of was his specialty. So now he graduated out of graduate school, and he's working for Stony Brook University. Mm-hmm. So he works for us 1 day a week, but he does a tremendous amount.
Okay.
And I built it so it could be a one-man show.
Hello,
But
Eric.
there-
So it's just the
but there are
three of
three
you
of us.
that mainly work.
Yeah.
And your wife pitches in sometimes.
Yep, she pitches in. She's a school teacher, so she always has a second job. So she worked all summer at the Clubhouse restaurant in East Hampton.
Do you want to come in, Eric?
issues. All right, so let's put George on the spot. We have a customer who just walked into the store.
Hi.
Give us an example of how it's a family-friendly atmosphere at Wines by Nature.
But we do what most people don't do. We say, hello, how are you today?
Hi, I want a drink.
Step inside.
You came to the right place.
I'm thirsty. All right, so that's really how it works?
Yeah, you say hello.
Oh, hi.
So it's like, my name is George.
No, it's Eric. Hi.
Hi, Eric.
What's your name?
George.
Yes. Oh, you're George. I thought I was George.
No.
They were role-playing.
Oh, you want to?
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on.
So,
What is all these bags? These all your bags?
yeah.
Wow.
Don't step on his bags.
Don't go too far that way.
Oh my God, he's gonna have to go in. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. I'm so fat.
Eric's here. Everybody was asking where you are, and
Oh, sorry,
I didn't
buddy.
even tell. I didn't say anything. I didn't even
In America,
acknowledge you
there's
today. We
extra
just-
sugar in wine for Americans' palate.
Yes,
That's
that is
why.
true. That is true. Did
well,
you-
he wasn't guessing.
Oh.
That is true.
One question I have with the people that are working with you: do you ever do something like? Because I think as customers, you just kind of warm up to the person who's helped you the last time, or you get used to them. Do you ever remember like the old video stores where you'd be like, Pete recommends these movies, you
Yes,
know?
yeah.
Do you ever
That's a
do
good one.
things
We have
like that?
we have our staff picks.
Oh, that's great.
So-
Yeah,
so
because
if we're-
like this guy Jay, I would always pick the videos that I never even met the guy, you know, but like I would always like do whatever he would recommend.
That still works. In case we're not there, we have our little picks, and they rotate seasonally, or when we discover something new that we think we're really excited about, even more so.
Okay.
Oh, shit, where'd I put
Oh,
my
just staff picks, or do you like? That's what I mean. Like,
Yeah,
do you
staff
put?
picks. Nancy has a cubby. I got a cubby.
That's
Chris James
cool,
has a cubby.
yeah.
We
I
all
like
got a
that.
cubby. It's
I worked-
Oprah.
I worked at Blockbuster.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
But it's cool, isn't it? Like I think it's like I think people love that.
Yeah.
Because me, I'm more introverted. I just want to walk in and I'd look at the cubby and not talk to anyone. Just grab one.
we get that. Some people just want to browse. Some people need direction. Some people you just got to tap on the shoulder and say, "Hey, I'm George. If you need any questions." I tried them all, which it makes everybody laugh. I go, "Well, I didn't
Right.
not today, but over the course of history, we've tried all the wines. You have to."
You have to.
You have to. Why do you have to try all the wines? So
Because
you have to. Because I don't know. I like to go in and I just go, tell me what I should be drinking. Here's what I like, and the guy goes, oh yeah, this. Do you give wine? Do you give case discounts?
Yes.
Ooh, how much?
10% on 6 bottles and 15%
Oh,
off
that's
a
good.
a mixed case. Wine only though.
Wine only. Okay, so that's fair.
But the
Cash or credit, both same.
doesn't matter.
Really, I only get 10% for credit on a case.
Yeah, so you get 6 bottles. And if you buy 5 bottles of wine and a bottle of tequila, you still get your discount.
You still get your discount. Yeah. Okay. Cash or credit.
Cash or credit.
Look at that. That's not bad.
That's why I brought him in.
Simple.
But it's far from me. Where's the store?
Well, that's where the view is.
Where's the store? Where's the store?
Wading River.
Oh, that's so far.
Oh, come on. He made it here today.
I know,
Drive
but
out
I'm
there.
going to 10%. For 5 additional percent, I got to drive out to Wading River.
It's the experience that you need.
There's a cheese store across the street.
Really?
And
Wine
a chocolate
cheese?
store next door.
Wine
and
and chocolate and
they
cheese?
all work together like one big home where you go into one kitchen in one place and
Right.
a living room in the other, and it's very inviting and lovely. Now you're caught
Wow.
up.
Pete from the Wart Show is watching.
The
Yeah,
Wort.
The Wart. I always
And
say
it's
it.
usually, when it's Pete's name, it's usually Mike.
Really? Why?
I don't know.
Are they the same person?
Yes.
I've never met Pete.
Why have you not met people on this station?
I don't know.
understand you.
I don't know. I never met Anthony Rodia. I met George
George is here.
from what's the name of the place? Sweet Wines.
What the hell?
What's the glasses? Natural Wines.
You're not even close.
I am. My meeting has me so wired up right now.
You took drugs.
I did drugs at the meeting.
Wines by nature.
Wines by nature. A lot of organic wines.
Yes.
Yeah, I like organic wines because they don't have the sulfites in them, and right.
Sulfites are everywhere.
Sulfites are everywhere.
That's the first thing I said. Like that's organic wines because
well,
I just don't get
that's
a
what it
headache
says.
when I don't drink.
Yeah, but sulfites are that's a common issue. People come in and they think that organic wines don't have sulfites, but sulfites are everywhere. There's more sulfites.
Are they here right now?
They're right
see
here
them.
right now.
I see. That's the movie Sixth Sense. I see sulfites.
And everyone thinks they're allergic to them.
Right.
But if you're allergic to sulfites, you really know that. And you know that from an early age. And you can't have like French fries or Coca-Cola or stuff, that has preservatives, dried fruit. Tons of sulfites in dried fruit.
Right.
It's a preservative.
Is it gluten-free wines?
They're all wines are gluten-free.
All wines are gluten-free?
Yeah.
Oh, so my kids could get
Unless
drunk?
they're adding
Yes.
wheat to it, and I don't see anyone adding wheat
Yeah,
to
why
wines.
would you put flour in a wine? That'd be weird.
Yeah.
All right, what else going on, buddy? How was your drive out here?
Awful.
Really? Why? What's the matter? Oh, because you had to leave with the traffic.
Traffic.
Did you get angry? Did you do road rage?
I did not. I am calm.
You're a calm guy?
But it's like I knew what I was getting myself into.
Right.
So I turn on the Waze. I go, okay, that's a good number. I left on time.
Right.
And it's like I had 4 minutes here, roving traffic there, people driving slow in the
Any
fast lane.
accidents?
No accidents, just some roving road work. But the volume of people that are in Nassau County is like double from what I remember.
Yeah.
Do you not get out here much anymore? Is that what's going on here?
I own a business. To and
You don't
from.
come see you. You don't come visit your sister.
I do.
Put you on the spot.
I do. But usually it's a holiday and we can go in and out.
He has a sister.
Yes.
Darth Vader said that. Remember?
No. Yes.
Come on, you remember.
Yes.
You remember, right?
The voice completely.
Maybe if you won't turn to the dark side, she will. No! And then he comes out and he starts in with the lightsaber.
It's not like Pee Wee Herman fighting with the fat guy over a bike.
So,
Let me
Bonnie
just
says I
interrupt
don't
for a
know how.
second because Mike O'Toole said that he looked into it. He said, good old Facebook. Looks like they are updating apps today, so maybe that is slowing down the bandwidth.
Yeah, we've been posting it like crazy.
It's working live. It's working fine now.
But
It's
a second ago it
started
wasn't.
again.
It wasn't. So again, go to the YouTube
Sorry.
channel. Go to our website. You can see the show without any glitches. Our apologies to George. Our apologies to you guys.
unless YouTube's updating too
No, I've been
No,
checking.
it's fine.
on the same day.
Well, when you rewatch it.
Dun, dun, dun.
Well, when you rewatch it, it should be glitch free. So
Hopefully,
Did you ask what did I miss? Did I ask him what? Did you ask him what his best-selling wine is?
ask me anything you want.
What's your best-selling wine?
we have 5 or 6 that we consider some of our bestsellers.
Name them.
Tremonte Sangiovese,
That was backwards.
Reventos Cava.
Reventos
Say where they're from.
The first one's from France. The second one's from Italy.
Nope.
Oh, sorry.
Tremonte Sangiovese is from Italy.
Oh, damn it.
It's certified organic with no oak because going back to sulfites, a lot of people have seasonal allergies, so they're allergic to the histamines in an oak wines. So this wine works out for a lot of people who think histamines give them sulfites give them a problem when it's actually histamine. So they try it,
Right.
and they come back. It didn't bother me as much.
Right.
Reventos Cava, because people come in, they say, I want to buy a bottle of champagne. And I
Yes.
show them champagne prices, and they go, oh, you want sparkling wine?
Yes.
So
Right.
for $25, it drinks like a $50 bottle of champagne.
I want apple cider.
Oh, we have 2 apple ciders that we have right now. 3 apple ciders. We have
Why
Wolfer.
why do liquor stores not sell water? Is it just
We
a,
are-
Not a liquor.
We're actually allowed to sell water,
You are?
but I cannot sell anything that does not have alcohol in it.
Oh.
So the ginger beer will have 1%.
Okay.
Okay, the margarita mix that you see will have 1%. Remember, wine is a regulated drug.
I like regulated drugs.
What?
Yes,
What's
My
that even-
favorite. I like wine.
Okay.
We have people self-meded.
Why doesn't a liquor store sell toilet paper? I don't know. We're just
Right.
Right.
Exactly. That was my next question.
all right.
So we were talking about
Yes.
some events they have there.
Ooh.
They have wine, cheese and wine tasting. With coincides with one of the other stores there. They had a book signing recently. I think they should have a psychic medium night at right. That would be cool, right?
I have a couple customers that are psychics, and
Yeah.
trying to put one together is, it's hard sometimes.
Well, maybe not. Because I'm feeling some powers right now, and I'm feeling that there might be a psychic.
There's nothing going on behind me or around me or anything.
Oh, God,
Stop
I
it!
hope
Don't.
there
I'm already
is.
getting the chills, so knock it off.
God, I hope there
There's
is.
nothing going on around me. I am dead inside, and that's stop it. Don't. I'll leave. I swear I'll leave.
Before we pass that baton out,
Yeah, please.
I said early in the show the tools.
Yes.
All right, so I have a couple of bottles of wine that we can try, and then I can take you through the paces on how to taste wine, learn about wine, so you're just a little bit more educated. So I bring that back around. And,
Okay.
And
You didn't do that yet?
Yeah, George should have led with that, man.
Yeah. What the?
I have.
Would have been a very different hour.
I got every. Yeah,
You need cups?
Those cups are better than mine, so yes.
All right.
Would you
You
like
guys
to
want
be in
some?
on this?
I'm like
it's noon.
100%
Would you like
Irish.
to? Would you like to partake in this as well? Yes.
Absolutely.
All right. So our next guests are also going to. Well.
Susan and Eric are here.
Oh, that's cold. That's cold.
Isn't it? Is it supposed to be
What?
Yes.
wine? Yes.
Well, the white
Chilled.
is. 3 glasses, I would assume. 3. Sally, me, and
What about Eric? Eric said.
I only know
doesn't
you as
want
a
any.
spicy psychic. Somebody asked me like, "What's her name?" I'm like,
Susan.
"The spicy psychic." Susan. Suzanne or Susan? Susan. Susan.
Call her spicy.
Okay.
Okay.
That's your own
Where's
nickname,
the-
pet name for each other.
where's
What's
the-
she call you?
Where's the camera?
They're right here.
Right there.
This one right here.
So
Oh, yeah.
this is the first one. Tamara.
Tamara.
No, they want it today.
Oh, you
Tamara.
son of a
Sorry.
bastard!
Oh, the phone's ringing.
The phone is ringing.
You're live at the Knock'em Dead Comedy Radio Show. Who's this?
Hi, this is Mr. Rips.
I'm sorry, Mr. Who?
Mr. Rips.
Mr. Rips.
Hi,
Mr.
Mr. Rips. How are you?
Hi.
Hi.
I'm doing well. I was tipped off that apparently you guys have been getting repeated phone calls from someone named Michael. Is that true?
That is
Yes,
true.
yes.
Yes. You have some information on this?
Well, I actually work
Just
for
right.
the Johnsonville Center for the Criminally Insane. And,
Okay.
Michael escaped from here 8 months ago.
Really?
Yes.
Now it makes sense.
Yeah.
So the calls are coming from inside the house?
No, he escaped, they said.
I know.
Yeah, he escaped. I mean, maybe he's just that good. But
Yes.
I'll leave my number with reception. If you hear anything more from Michael, be sure to get in contact with Johnsonville Center for the Criminally Insane.
Yes, we will.
May God have mercy on your souls. And
thank you. Well,
Well,
where,
no,
where,
that's enough.
where were you located?
Bye.
sir?
Doesn't drink
Where were you
Harrison,
located,
no.
sir?
So just 4.
Oh, he hung up.
Oh,
Okay.
hang up.
All right.
All right. So here's the one. Here's what I learned from my sommelier. You know what that is?
Yes.
Yeah, well, so do I. So,
Are you
you,
not?
you have to test the legs. We're gonna test the legs.
Why?
I don't know because he told me to. Then you have to don't
So
be
you can
shy.
Smell it.
Stick your nose right in there.
Please
like
tell
that.
him if he's doing something wrong or stupid.
Don't
Please.
you know,
Smells like a
right. You got
great
to
bottle
really
of
stick
wine.
your nose in it. Don't be shy. Right.
It's a
right.
Blanco.
The reason is you
Smells
can
like
smell an
Right.
infinite amount of smells, but you can only taste bitter, sweet, sour, and salt. So
And blood.
You can taste blood.
Mhm.
So what you do is you smell the wine first. It's going to give you the best idea of the impression that's going to happen.
Susan, are you smelling?
You do.
Tasted and smelled.
You don't necessarily have to swirl it to look at the legs.
Right.
That is a technique that you do if you're going to be blind tasting or
Oh.
you're trying to judge the alcohol. But everyday person does not need to look at the legs to judge.
Well,
to
I
judge
am worse than an everyday person. What does that even mean? Legs? What are you looking at?
when it drips down the glass to see the consistency of the.
That's
right?
called legs.
Yes.
Oh.
Just be a little sophisticated, will you?
And that will tell you the level of alcohol in the wine, which also help you narrow down where the region is from.
Right.
So you take a sip.
Take a sip.
Set. Ready?
Just a sip.
You don't.
Just a sip. Ready,
When,
Susan?
when you're at a tasting,
ready for second.
don't
Susan.
slug it down.
No.
Three,
Watch.
si- 3 sips.
It's really good.
Your first sip is, this is not coffee. Your second sip is grooving, and your third sip is going to be your accurate sip.
Where's my sip? My third act.
When you could feel it like your tongue tingling a little bit. That's
There
always
you
like a
go.
really good.
Oh, that's disgusting.
It's supposed to swoosh.
All that's doing is moving it around,
This is really good.
adding a little air to it,
Yeah.
and it's going to coat, and you're going to hopefully have like a 3D effect.
Yeah.
Where you have some acid and tannin
Wow.
and brightness, and you're kind of getting through it.
It's like my
Acid.
It's like my Friday nights.
Yeah, but not with wine.
With your virgin pina
You're
colada.
disgusting.
Oh, that's Kyle.
Stop it. It's funny. He mentioned his friend Kyle before.
Tell him to spit a wine on that. Don't you spit your wine on the equipment.
I won't.
So that's good. That's good wine. I like that wine.
Really good wine.
And what is it? Or what?
It is a
white table wine or a blend or what?
white table blended wine from Spain. Meziguria, Macabo, and Muscatel, all blended together. This is one of our newer finds. People who like Sauvignon Blanc will walk past this unless you put it in their hands. And if you like Sauvignon Blanc,
Right.
you'll like this.
Right.
But they'll go, I never heard of this. I'm not going to buy it. But we go, no, this is exactly what you need to try.
Right,
Good.
right.
I like it.
I like the dryness and crispness of it.
Yeah, it's about $14 retail. It is very food, versatile, fresh, crisp, clean.
This woman. She knows everything about everything, and she's with you. What is this? It's the wig.
He's a good
It
man.
just turns
That's a
her
good
on.
man right there. All right.
It's a weapon. All right, so I'm gonna clean up here. How's that? Because I gotta get. We gotta get Eric and Susan on. Are we doing a red now?
We're doing a red now.
Let's do a red.
all right.
Well,
Well,
get
let's-
Eric and Susan.
Do we want to maybe move down and I'll get out of the way and Eric and Susan can sit on the end over there?
It's up to you.
Yeah, I'll
Rotate.
Well, no. He's
I wanna
right.
make
He's
room
gonna
for
finish this, and then we'll get them right on. And then we'll go a little overtime. What do we care? I got wine in me. I'm
We
good.
got
Are you leaving the bottles, by the way?
I'm staying. I want to.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Oh, you're
He wants-
staying.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, I didn't know. I thought he was leaving.
You
I'm
missed
sorry.
all the pre-production part here.
Oh, I did not know. All right, so 4 for this. So I'll move. How about you? Want me to move to
Everybody
Tony's
move
seat,
down.
or you care?
Everybody move down.
We're gonna move
I'll show
down.
you now.
You want me to move to Tony's seat or no? Sally O'Neill.
Just everybody move down one.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I
Sally's
thought we were like
Sally's high.
swishing seats.
No. You give me your headphones, or do you want me to Tony's seat?
No, I got it.
Oh, okay. All right. So then what's George? Come here. Come hither, George.
Okay.
Sit close to me. Thank God Tony's finally off camera.
Not even close.
Our plan.
God, this is so freaking loud. You are a deaf man.
What?
You're getting your ears checked.
Well, I have to turn mine up too all the way. Sally had like hers all the way down.
Yeah.
I just turned mine all the way up. So we have Eric Tartaglione and Susan. I'm not even gonna say the last name.
Susan the Spicy Psychic.
Susan the Spicy Psychic.
Yay!
And we got them all here. Oh, this is fantastic. We got wine and a psychic.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Can I, does wine or drinking affect your
abilities,
the abilities
Susan?
of a psychic?
I'm sorry. I was.
That's all right.
That's okay. Does wine? Tony wants to know. Does wine?
I do not drink at any events. I drink after the event.
But does it? So yeah. So
Does
it
if
bother
you
you?
drink, it affects your abilities.
I don't know if it affects it. I just want to be 100% clear.
Oh,
so
okay, sure.
only I party after, not before.
Because I watched that one show. What was that one show that was awesome that was on like years ago? With
Which one?
Cheers.
Patricia
Star Wars.
Arquette's
Cheers.
sister.
Oh.
Patricia Arquette's sister.
Medium, wasn't it?
Thank you.
Oh, it was called Medium.
Was
Yeah,
it
that
called?
was actually very good.
It was a great show, and one of the things that like her brother said was
Wait, her
that
brother, real life brother, or the brother on the show?
on the show.
Oh.
That he had the ability, but he just didn't want the ability, and so they always gave him a hard time because he was like drunk all the time. Because if he wasn't drunk, then people would come and see
No,
you.
stop. Don't.
And so it really
My
so
secrets.
I would. It's actually a great question from Tony
Yeah.
because a lot of people I would imagine would drink not to feel it, but you say you just want to be more accurate.
Yeah, after I'm done, I go home. I might have a glass of wine or something and unwind. But I need to be a clear channel for who I'm reading. I think
Right.
that's only the fair way to do it.
Right.
And it can be emotional, heavy nights, right? So do you like when you get home? Do you go to Eric? Sorry, give me some of your bit. I need to laugh. Because some of those nights are heavy, right? They're very emotional.
Yeah. Some nights I walk in and don't have a lot to say. Go take a shower. Go
Right. So
yell at him for a little while.
that's what helps you yell at him.
Would you smack him a little bit?
Not Eric.
Should I smack you a little bit too?
He'll like it, but
Don't
that's,
knock it till you tried it, Eric.
Actually, he asked me. He's like, "Would you mind telling Susan to give me a couple of spankings now and then?" So,
Although he's probably crying already, being a Met fan, but
Oh.
No, I'm with him. He knows
I'm
I'm
so
with him.
bewitched by it, as if like you could hurt me at this point.
I'm not trying to hurt you, man. I'm with
Eric's
you.
having a good season. Just leave me
Well,
alone.
They really
all right. So
did.
you're just happy the way it's going. Like
Yes.
some of these games have meaning, so you're happy.
Yeah,
that it's,
exactly.
Okay, all right.
Right,
I'm with you.
exactly.
All right.
Can I interrupt you just for a second?
course.
Because I think the only other wine that George is going to be doing is the red, and he wants to explain it first.
Oh, yeah, go
And
ahead.
so we're kind
And
of
then we're gonna get right into
and then
Susan.
we can get right into
And your
stuff.
show's coming up very soon.
Tomorrow night,
Right here in the little room.
right here, Little Room Governors.
All right.
And
all right.
so if you see the swoosh of the red, that's how you'll see the legs.
Can't see it on the
Oh,
screen.
I was
so-
showing you.
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry.
Yeah, we'll see it over here.
Yes.
So what we have here is
Yes.
Bernard Griffin,
Bernard Griffin.
Rob's blend.
It sounds like a very fancy wine. Bernard Griffin.
It's a real man.
Yes. I own a vineyard. My name's Bernard.
See, this is the stereotypical wine shop that we're not.
Okay. All right. Sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry. I apologize. Is Bernard Griffin's a real guy?
Real guy.
I'd change my name. Wouldn't
Really?
you?
I would pick that name. You would
Really?
change it?
It
What's
sounds
wrong
like
with
a
that?
porn
Cool
star
name.
name.
It sounds very,
Bernard.
hoity-toity.
Yeah, it sounds like a porn star.
Oh well, that's a different kind
Am
of
I
Bernard
on?
Griffin.
Is this thing on?
Yes,
Yes,
it's on. It's on.
you are. You know what? You don't hear us. Do you hear us talking?
You have a headphone control right under the desk.
I hear.
There to
I
your
don't hear
left.
anything.
Your
under your
microphone
desk.
is working fine. Your headphones are just not
So
on.
right here under the desk.
So if you look, you'll feel like a little
not
knob.
to the right, to the left. There'll be a little knob.
And
Turn it
turn
all the
it.
way to the right.
Yeah, we'll talk until you can hear it.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you talk. Can you
We
hear
can
me?
always
on?
we can
Yes.
always hear you. It was
Okay.
you not hearing everyone
I
else.
didn't hear myself.
Yeah,
Okay.
because I keep my headphones off because it's too loud for me.
All right. So Bernard Griffin, where's his vineyard?
This is Columbia Valley. It's
Okay.
a red wine blend. It's full-bodied, soft. It has notes of coffee
Okay.
and dark chocolate.
Ooh.
And it's really, really balanced.
Okay. Ready? All right, Susan, are you ready?
I'm ready. Oh, I tasted it already. But
She's not waiting for anybody.
Susan's like, I did it
I
already.
love how
this
these
is
guys
really
talk.
good.
I love how they talk. I went to a winery. My wife drags me to them. That's if you notice. She's a lush. He drags me to them, and this guy, and that's how they talk. These guys. This guy
This
says
is
to me,
really
"Eric, try
good.
this one. It's bold,
This is really good.
full-bodied,
It's fantastic.
inviting."
this. Very
Are you
good.
getting
You know when you say
thirsty?
that,
I'm
you
like,
say,
no,
"Oh,
I'm
shit."
getting horny.
Yeah.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah. Why don't they should make it more feminine? This one has great boobies. You know, now if they
Boobies,
said
not
that,
legs.
then I would drink
well,
it.
legs.
why are
legs.
we using that example? Can I ask?
Food too, though.
I
Like
don't know- I don't know
I
why
was
it
doing
came
the
to me.
Steve Squares show the other night, and they had a chef on with his book, and they were like, the rubbed chicken breast in the. I'm like, I'm back there in the control room. I'm like, it's getting hot in here.
Get it in all the
I'm getting ready to go to
cracks.
Zorn's now after hearing that.
One of my winemaker friends says, I have the best job in the world. I'm going to make this bottle of wine. A couple is going to come in,
Yep.
buy it, take it home, drink some of it, and make wonderful love that night. I go, that is just awesome.
You're,
I
you're
would have been like, that
populating
is
the
just
country.
creepy. Little do they know I have a mini camera in each bottle that streams back to my
I'm
personal.
sure it was nice. As long as the guy wasn't R. Kelly, then it's fine. It's fine.
You could walk through the elementary schools going, "You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome."
Oh,
So
so there you go. Very nice wines.
And that's $14.
That's
Yeah,
it.
that's
$14.
fantastic.
How
No,
much
he's
is it
he's
tomorrow?
asking you to pay him $14 for that
$14
bottle right now.
Oh,
Is it organic or no? Neither of these are.
Tamira is
Tamira.
or is certified organic in Spain, not here, and they are sustainably farmed here at Bernard Griffin, and a lot of the ones are certified sustainable.
Perfect. Well, George from Wines by Nature, thank you so much. That was fantastic. Great wine, right?
Excellent.
Two wonderful
Delicious.
bottles you picked out.
Good
so
wine.
people have to go to your store, Wines by Nature, in Wading River, and they come to you, and you know what you're talking about. You picked out two good wines for everybody to try. You enjoyed them, Susan?
I sure did.
And Eric, you did not try them?
No, because I'm driving.
Oh, well, yeah, but a sip's not going to hurt.
I know.
But
He's paranoid about
all right. So now, George, we have other guests here. We're going to get to them, and if you have any questions, feel free to ask me first, and then I'll ask them. Go ahead. So Eric Tartaglione and Susan the Spicy Psychic are here. They're with us. It's fantastic. Thank you guys so much for joining us. Did
you're
you know
very
you were
welcome.
getting a little bottle of taste of wine?
I knew there was a wine man here, but that's a bonus, sure.
Yeah, that's a pretty good bonus. Now you're here tomorrow night in the little room
Yes.
reading. Now, is it hard to read the room if there's laughter? Well, not if there's always but laughter going on in the other room. Does that kind of distract you, or?
That doesn't bother me. I can tune out other noises because when I first started many
Yeah.
years ago, I did psychic fairs and events, so it was a lot of noise and vendors around me. So I learned to tune out.
Right. Oh, so you learned to tune out
Yeah.
and just focus on the
Yeah,
room.
the sounds don't bother me as much as the alcohol, but
I would not. I would not be able to focus. I'd be like, what's going on in there?
I can
wanna
tune
know.
that
I
out,
wanna
and
know.
I'm
It's not bad.
It's
ears
not?
really
The,
bother
the
me.
noise isn't bad from the
Yeah.
big room. Believe
They're
it or
pretty
not,
respectful. They
it's
come out of the hallway, so I.
We
Yeah,
hear
it-
the noise from there and there, so
Yeah.
we kind of maybe it just synergistically
Yeah, but
like
okay.
slams us with noise
Synergistically.
sometimes.
When we've played the
Well-
little room, we don't really hear what's going on in there.
right. So I'm saying,
Yeah,
I don't
it's
know,
not
but
bad.
yeah,
No,
it's more
but
about
we're
the
also-
noise in the hallway than it is the noise in
Yeah.
the showroom.
Yes, I
we're
agree.
also making our own noise, so
Well,
it
that's
kinda,
true. It is a much
where
quieter
it's got to
atmosphere,
be
you're
a
right.
quieter
If you're
atmosphere for Susan. So that's why I was just kind of curious.
Listen, I prefer a private reading in my office, and
Right.
the candles are on, and we're hand holding, and that's beautiful.
Right.
But I can't. Sometimes I have to read the masses, so we have to get out there and deal with these surroundings.
Right, and reading the masses is good for you because then people then do book private.
Oh yeah.
From there,
I work
right?
only on referrals and Facebook, and I'm booked out a lot.
Right. Now, do you ever get like a guy like me, who's like,
No.
like
Fat and stupid?
No.
Yeah, fat and stupid and ugly. You ever get a guy like me that comes in and be like, I don't believe this, and
I call those people the prove it to me bees.
bitches.
I don't
Yes, I
think
don't
you're
wanna
that
say
guy.
yeah.
I don't think you're
I
that
get
guy at
them.
all. I
These
think
guys
Eric's
that-
more like afraid of shit.
Oh no,
than
I'm
he
totally
is.
afraid. Like
No.
I
He's
don't
not
wanna
like
know.
I don't believe it. He's like, I don't want to know someone's standing behind me. Like
Yeah,
he's
I
more
don't
like
wanna-
I
that.
say, do you want, when I have somebody whose arms and legs and everything is crossed in
You
my
could
room,
read their body language,
I will,
right?
Well, it's not even reading body language. You just can sense them.
Right.
And I'm like, do you want to continue or not? And by the end, I usually get a hug. I usually warm them up. But it takes,
Okay.
it could take the hour.
Oh, you give hugs?
I give hugs.
I'm booking a session.
Well, that's the thing. It's more than just. It's more than just going up there and reading and talking to dead people. You're very spiritual. So there's a lot more to your shows than just.
Yes.
Do you even call them shows? Like
Events.
events? Okay.
My reading
Thanks.
is a session. My events like governors. I mean, I do workshops. I do privates. I do home parties. I do group parties.
House clearings.
House clearings, which I have
What?
to. I just did one. We had
No.
we had to remove a spirit. The house was really crazy. Yeah.
Where
I
was
got
it?
one
Where
of
was
those
it?
was
sage
in Port
things
Jefferson.
like
She
not
just-
too long ago and like shook all the sage around and my kids were like so mad
That's
at me.
what I used, was
And
the
I was
sage
like,
and
you
the
know
elephant.
what? I just needed to clear the house. I needed to like get like nice good energy in here. And
Do you do your positive in, negative out?
yeah, I just felt it. Like
Yeah.
it felt weird.
Well, we
And
had a spirit that was trapped in her. She just bought a condo near my home.
Okay.
And the little board that goes up to the ceiling.
Yeah.
So I said to her, do you have I was laying the closet in the area. She goes, oh, I've never been in that closet. And there was a trap door,
Yeah,
that you
yeah.
have to like take the broom and hit up. And
Yeah.
we got up there, and when I used the sage and the oils and did the whole clearing, everything just, you can tell the activity. And we cleared it, and the smoke was coming out, and it went out of the house, and we let it burn outside. She said she slept great for the past week.
Can I?
So
Can
I
I
think
ask?
we removed it.
I had a spirit in my house, but I cleared it with my bad attitude. It was like,
You
oh,
can tell
I
it,
don't want to hear
"Get
this
out
guy
of here."
yell anymore. I'm out of
the
here.
spirit's up there with sage going, "Be gone, Eric."
Didn't I tell you to clean your room? God damn it! Oh, I can't hear this. I've had enough in
the
life.
spirit's like, I can't take this anymore.
No, I'm not. I'm not a skeptic, and I'm not. I'm just inexperienced. When you say you can feel it, that it was gone. What you just feel? You feel something different?
I feel it. I sense it. The air, the energy, the movement in
Like
the
a sense
home
of relief
seems
type?
Just
Yeah.
my eyes seem. It seems fresher.
Oh, okay.
You know, when I say, listen, if you need me to come back, I mean, I will, but mostly they feel better. You know, it's, we do crystals, but we only work in the lights, only work with angels. I never do anything,
Right. Right.
I don't wish anybody bad. I only work in the light.
You don't put the maloika.
I don't put them like, nobody. I don't do that.
Somehow that word coming out of you seems very strange.
The facial expression,
Yeah,
like
but
he's
just-
gotten that
He's
before.
like a Swedish maloika, Swedish meatball maloika.
It's the maloika. It's the maloika.
Oh, so we mentioned before when George got here. George has been nominated in the Best of Long Island Best Liquor Store. We have been nominated for Best Radio Station. Knocking Dead Comedy received
wouldn't
some
we do?
nominations. And now, Eric, you received the Best Unique Theatrical Experience for...
Yes, for a play that I co-wrote. It's called that we're going to be performing at the Brokerage Comedy Club, one of Governor's clubs, November 24th. It's a Sunday at 3 p.m.
Oh, nice.
Don't worry about football. The New York teams are way out of it even now. So nobody's going to care by November 24th. But it's called Shut Up, Sit Down, and Eat. And we were nominated Best Unique Theatrical Experience by the Off-Broadway Alliance. We'll be
Nice.
doing it here. It's an hour-and-a-half show. It's a play that features stand-up comedy, and it's a unique theatrical
Are
experience.
we allowed to ask who's in it with you? Is it
Yes, it's
Maffa?
myself, Joe Maffa. Now, the two other comedians wrote with me, Tina Georgi and Chris Monti. They are not in the show. Ali Mulrain and Ben Bowman are the actors that have replaced them. But it's a scripted show. It's an awesome off-Broadway comedy.
And now that I said Maloikia, I can get in on it too.
And they'll be back on November 24th. They'll be here. Shut up,
Oh,
sit
wow.
down, and eat.
Look,
November
I
24th,
just
3
wanted to-
p.m.
Ken
Thank you.
Pichel did our ad time for us again.
Thank you, Ken, for the ads.
Oh,
Thank you,
Ken.
I have to tell you, like Eric, when I first met you, you came to our house with Susan to do the Tuesday Night with Tony show, and I didn't know you. And now that I've been here and I've been around all like the comics and stuff, you can't say your name without people being so happy. Like they just freaking love you.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, how
absolutely.
nice. That's very nice.
Like I've never heard
Yes.
one. Like it's not even been even. It's been like like they just really you must be such a great guy.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Just I don't know. Like people, you should know that.
Similar.
Thank you very much. It's the wine that I've been feeding them.
Similar experience. I did a fundraiser for my kids' baseball team here, and they do the Thursday night, and then you came out, and to a T, everybody. I'm like, who was that guy? What was it, Eric? What? I said, they go, he's fun. I go, I'm
Well,
telling
you're
you,
great at your
he's-
job.
Yeah.
Like, people like you.
They were just,
You know, it's like
they
both.
were dying.
Yeah.
They loved you. They loved you. So it was good. So now,
Because
Susan,
they're great comics and people hate them. But you're like both.
I will plead the fifth on that. Don't worry.
Susan gives them
Keep
enough.
giving her more poos.
So
Just
now,
keep giving-
Susan, do you at home? Do you just like tease Eric now and then? Be like, "There's something behind you." Do you do that? to
Can I
him?
tell you something? You don't know
We
what
have
it's like.
activity in the house.
You have no
Go
idea
ahead.
what it's
Yeah,
like to live with her.
explain.
Yeah, give me.
Explain.
Yeah, that's what I want to know.
She comes up with feelings. No, and it's not. And I'm not even being funny.
No,
Yeah,
it's
like
not-
don't let him
it's
like a
not-
skit way. Like we're like
It's-
really
no,
explain.
I mean it.
Yeah.
And I love when people try to debunk what she does. I'm like, you don't live with one.
Right.
One time I wake up, she's 3 inches from my nose, and she goes, "When was Woodrow Wilson president?" What? I says, 1914. Me, I'm a little bit of a history buff, not everybody. I remember it was
Right.
World War I, 1914, 1918 in there. And it was information for somebody she was getting for a party that night. This is the type of stuff that goes on. I was on the phone with my friend,
Right.
whom she had not met. She says, tell him. Now, she's not on the phone with him. I am. Tell him his old girlfriend gave him some dog tags, and he still has them or whatever. And he was like, are you kidding me? He was blown away. You don't know the stuff that goes on.
Found them too, or
Yeah, he had
something?
just found something. They were relevant to his life at the moment.
Right.
And she picked up on it. And again, I was talking to him.
Right.
She wasn't even. So this is the ability that my wife has, and it needs to be honored. And she will
do
be
you-
at the Little Room tomorrow night,
Right.
September 19th.
So do you get freaked out by it? Do you go, "Hey, come on now, knock it off"?
No, I love it.
I'm watching football.
I love it.
No,
Can never get enough.
really,
She's fantastic. No, can never get enough of this woman. She's
Well,
phenomenal.
Of course, of her, but I'm saying of her abilities. Are you like, "Hey, come on, knock it off now"? Or
No,
Really,
no,
you're
no.
just-
It's not like she's not constantly running
He's
up
not
to me
always, like,
with
waking up,
ghost
"God, and I'm having a
stories.
joke, and I'm not always like
Exactly.
serious."
Exactly.
We're normal people.
now, would you
Well, relatively.
tell him like just as like on April Fools, you'd be like, "I see a dark shadow with a Sith behind you," like a
I just-
sickle.
Yeah, he wants to know if
from
you're like you
people.
mess with him.
Yeah.
Really?
No.
Yeah.
She doesn't mess.
I'll
She
give
doesn't
you
mess with me.
messages.
Let me tell you.
But if I have a message, I'll give it to him. But I don't mess with him.
Go ahead,
No.
George.
I'm too nice.
George has a question.
What, George?
It sounds like you haven't had a relationship or know somebody who has the gift.
No.
My wife has a little bit of it, and we've gone to the Red Lion Inn, and we got to the upstairs. She's like, "Ooh, I don't like this part of the upstairs." We'll be in different restaurants. She's like, kind of like, it's like, "What's wrong?" You look distracted. She's like, there's a little girl trying to get my attention, and
That happens all the time.
and she gets it every once in a while. I had a visit from my mother-in-law on the anniversary
I'm
of
sorry.
her death,
Oh.
and I didn't and I thought it was my wife, and I told her
Did you
later
goose
on
her?
in the day, and she's today's the day that she passed away a year ago. I'm like,
Oh, yeah.
she came and gave me a kiss. So I do believe I've been in the Sistine Chapel and St. Mark's Church, St. Peter's Church, and I went, oh shit, there is a God. I mean, there is this type of thing. Like she has it, I don't have it, but she
You'll have it.
She proved it to me. In a couple of those instances, I felt it when I got a kiss from a dead person, and then the third thing is,
Isn't that illegal?
she was only in certain states. There was a trap door, a root cellar in this restaurant, and she says they're telling me about it, and they're very upset that they floored over this part of this restaurant. It was an old farmhouse. I'm like, really? Like, really? Owner comes to the table and we ask him a question, and he tells us about the root cellar and how it was covered over. And I'm like, fuck.
Wow, that's crazy.
So,
I know. I'm just open. I'm open to it because who knows and why not? Like, I remember you were at our house, and it was before. I have an older sister, and she lived in Georgia.
Oh.
Yeah, and it's fun. She's like 14 years older than I am, and by the time she was off to college, I was like 3 or something, you know. So we didn't really live in the same house together, and so I was telling Susan, I was like, yeah, my sister's thinking about moving here, and I didn't say anything other than that. And she's like, well, if she moves in, I could tell you right now, it's not a short visit. Like, and she was like, so your sister, I don't know how that's going to be. And then she thought for a second. She's like, you know what? I think it's really going to be a good thing. And it has been. Like, she moved in, and I think you said something like you just have to be, if you have certain things that are important to you, you have to let her know that it's important to you, and then just tell her. And it was advice that I did. Like, every time there's like anything, I'm like, oh, just so you know. And she does the same thing with me, and it's just been this like great relationship.
So it was Susan,
Yay, we made a successful move in.
Susan, the spot-on spicy
Susan
cider.
will also like give you advice about your dogs, because my house is like raining dogs.
I know, the dogs were great though. They had great energy.
Where does the
Yeah.
name come from? Like, how did you come up with spicy?
Do you remember? I'm going to age myself.
Oh, no, you didn't.
Because I'm really not this old. No.
Right.
Do you remember the spicy meatball
Yeah, the spicy
commercial?
meatball.
So spicy meatball kind of stuck. So my
Nice.
email is spicy meatball, but then it became spicy psychic. He
No, I like
coins it for me as well.
Because she's
so.
got it. She's a great cook,
really?
unbelievable, and her use of spices
Italian.
and her. I mean, she could taste everything that this gentleman had mentioned about the wine.
Right.
She gets it.
Right.
She has a great palate, a great feel for food on top of all of this. And by the way, this is another point I want to make. She's not like someone that walks around flowery all day going, oh, we love you, and the spirit is with
Right.
us, and
Right.
kumbaya.
She's like gonna stop and shop like
she's a
everyone,
no-nonsense
and-
Italian
yeah.
broad that makes macaroni on Sunday.
Yeah.
Honestly, and then
Nice.
but she's got this gift. I mean, honestly.
She's like, hey, get away from me right now. I'm rolling meatballs. All right? You know, not now.
I have
Kumbaya,
stopped
sir.
a few people in a grocery store or something if it
She has.
happens, but I don't.
No, you don't. No,
She
you
has.
don't. No,
A
you
couple
don't.
of times.
Oh, do that to
come on.
If
Eric.
it
No.
happens, it
No,
happens.
please don't ever do. Where do you live? I don't want to shop at the same supermarket.
Center.
What is wrong? Like, what
I'm
have
not
you
going
done
to-
in life that you don't
Exactly.
want?
I don't want
people to talk
skeletons.
to you.
Exactly.
I don't
What's
want nobody
skeleton?
knowing
So Eric,
nothing.
Fear you
let me
have
ask-
about
Let me
that.
ask Eric a question.
Nope.
Hold on. She wants to
Ask-
ask him.
Go ahead.
Ask you a question.
No.
Do
It's
it.
gonna be good.
So you are married, correct?
Yes.
Is it her name Danielle?
Yes.
Okay. You have a very nice relationship.
Yes,
But but you had to work at this a bit.
Oh, of course.
But I mean, you had your. I don't want to be private, but
Everybody's had their trials
yeah,
and
but
your
there was a
peaks
few
and your valleys.
But there was times where you had to step up and do what you had to do,
That's right.
and you did. You grew up.
I did. I shaved her
So,
back.
and there's children, 1 or 2.
2.
Okay, and not a chance of a third, or talking about a third. Or,
No.
Okay, did she
No.
want a third, or
No.
had a third? All right,
No, I wanted a third.
Okay.
I wanted a third.
Because I
But
just-
she said no.
Yeah, well, she was tired.
She'd have to have
Yeah,
sex
she was
with
tired.
you.
I even said, let's
Exactly.
adopt. I go, we should adopt. We're doing well. You know, we're. And she was like, no, I won't love it. I'm like, what the? How mean
you
was
tell-
that?
is that a joke?
I swear to you. She goes, no, I won't love it the same. I'm like, oh my god.
That's honest.
I was like, oh my god. You did look at Tony's eyes.
And who needs the glasses? You need to get
Both.
They're
right here.
Oh, but her,
No,
she wears glasses?
Yeah, we both wear glasses.
But is she needs to check her prescription.
She just did
Oh, okay, good.
last week. No, 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago.
And your children are wearing glasses too?
No,
They will.
probably.
They will. There's a lot of 4 eyes here.
Great.
And you have a dog in spirit?
What now?
A dog in spirit?
Uh-oh.
What does that mean?
A dog that's
A
crossed
dog
over?
that died.
What does that
Like
mean?
a
Come on.
shepherd type of dog?
No.
Shepherd mix?
No, my shepherd's still with me. Well,
Oh,
I had.
sorry about that.
If I go home and there's no holding me back.
Don't listen.
Eric's gonna race out of here.
First time I ever texted the dog. Dog, are you okay?
Are you still
I'm gonna go check on my sunshine.
Sunshine's alive.
But I did have shepherds as a child. How's
Okay,
that?
because there's a little shepherd.
Yeah, I love
there's
shepherds.
shepherd energy
Shepherds are
around
my
in the crossover.
shepherds are my jam.
Just a little sniggly.
They're your jam.
See,
They're my jam,
I tried to be
baby.
very, very gentle. See,
Yes.
was that too difficult?
If my dog's dead when I go home, there's gonna be trouble, Susan.
No, I think I'm picking up the other dead German shepherds.
All right.
They've a lab that passed several years ago.
Yeah, it was a lab mix.
Was it a mix with shepherd too?
I don't think so. We don't know because she was just mutt, but I didn't sense
some
any.
shepherd.
Maybe she might have, but I didn't sense it because I've had shepherds growing up.
Well, that's
and
there you
then
go.
and then she was a
Well, that's why I'm connecting
That's-
shepherds
that's it.
around
yeah
you. La,
yeah
la, la, la.
yeah Heidi Heather and Heidi were the two
The
dogs.
H names.
I have a shepherd now too with my
another
sister.
dog, huh?
Yeah, because when my sister moved in,
Oh,
she
she brought
brought a
the dog
shepherd.
over?
Yeah.
I mean, and Danielle and how did Danielle and I sleep last night?
I really wasn't privy to that.
Our butts were touching.
Oh, that's
Oh, that's really sweet.
coolie to coolie.
Yeah, coolie to coolie.
That's cute.
Then I tried to get some.
And she said,
She said
no.
no.
Can do.
And I was up to like 1 going, all right. Well.
She said, too many German
third
shepherd
child.
spirits around.
Not when the dog's in the room.
That's right.
Yeah, I like to put the dog outside. I don't want her to feel jealous.
Oh.
So
Whatever you did to take care of yourself, don't do that in front of the spirits.
that's one question I was.
Oh God.
That's
they
what-
they don't invade your privacy.
Oh, they don't?
care.
Whatever you want to do in your shower, whatever
They
you
go
wanna do
away.
is-
They don't
They're like,
care.
oh,
It's
here he
your
goes
business.
again. So 4 or 5 times a day, these spirits are out of way.
Yeah, they have
They're-
to. They have to.
There he goes again.
I always thought Farrah Fawcett was there. Damn it.
Now, do you ever, on a more serious note, do you ever, or would you ever see? I'm getting creeped out just thinking about it. But do you ever see like a death spirit behind somebody, and then would you tell them, or do you just go
I've
past?
seen them behind people. I've seen them next to me. One was in the ocean with me a couple of summers ago.
Yeah.
His name was Ben.
Yeah.
And he introduced himself, and he gave me a whole story. And that night I had a psychic party.
Yeah.
And I kind of forgot about Benjamin.
Yeah.
And by the last reading, that energy reappeared.
Yeah.
And what he had told me was something about fishing and bait and things like that. So the last person I read, her father passed, and he was a fisherman, and they owned a bait and tackle store, Benjamin and her father. So he came in for her father while I was in the ocean.
He meant like
That's really
was the
cool.
guy in the ocean there to tell you that someone's going to die soon.
No, he was telling me information because he knew I was going
Okay.
to see his best friend's daughter that night at a house party.
Yeah, but
you
Eric's
never
question
felt like
is:
you
Have you
never-
ever seen like the Grim Reaper?
Yeah. Like, did you ever
I
walk down the
speak Eric,
supermarket and there's
so I'm
George
just
in
gonna-
there?
I'm just
There's
gonna do
George in
this.
the produce aisle, and there's like a dark spirit with the sickle behind.
I
and
kind
like,
of
you're
pray
gonna
away
die.
that stuff. No, I
No?
protect myself with
Okay.
light, and I don't. No, I've encountered some unsavory spirits and,
Right,
and
right.
things, but nothing that I'm not really fearful of anything. Of this.
Okay.
She has encountered a terminal patient or two that have come
I've
in.
had a
Yes,
couple of
if you-
terminal patients that one knew she was gonna pass, but
Right.
during the reading it came out, and we gave her all her last things to do. I've sent people to doctors because I've seen masses or things. They've had cancer, so I'm a medical intuitive as well.
Oh my goodness.
And,
What do they call that? Do they have a name for that?
Medical intuitive.
Oh, that's what it is. I thought it was like a.
Do you have a name for that name?
No, isn't it like
No, not that.
Reiki-
No,
it's
something else.
No,
It
he's
can't be
going to bring up
medical
Reiki and
intuitive.
Yeah,
healing.
is that what it is?
No, but that's
yeah.
a modality that
Oh,
we can
okay.
do. It's called healing. Hands-on healing is Reiki.
Oh, okay,
I do that
okay.
as well. I use crystals. I clear people's chakras.
And,
Boy,
and,
I'm
and,
getting. I don't.
and you actually see, like, you saw this guy Benjamin. You actually saw him.
She said it to
he was
me.
at
Do you
with
remember
I
that?
said I got I got somebody in the ocean with me. I'll be back. I swam out with him and hung out with him a while, and he gave me his name and some information. And I kind of banked it, but the party was a long night. It was the last person to come in, and then I got reminded, and it was this girl's father's best friend that owned the fishing store together.
It always comes to you that way. It's like I remember when John Edward was on TV, he would see different things. He wouldn't actually see a person. He would see like movie clips.
It's not only that just happened to be
that's what I'm asking.
Because he was an ocean person.
Right.
No, I hear it, I smell it, I see it. I have a projector right here.
Okay.
And information is always being fed into my third eye. So if I'm doing a reading, what I will do is I actually go like that to the person because I'm watching and repeating the television.
Right.
So it can go very fast, so I try to not miss anything.
Right. So sometimes you don't even know what it means. You're just
blurt it out. Next thing I know, they're crying,
and it makes sense to them.
And
right.
I'm like,
right.
Trying to backtrack because sometimes I'm trancing out a little bit because it's coming so fast. I'm just trying to repeat it.
Wow.
So then when I'm kind of untranced, they're crying or they're laughing or, One time I had a funny story where this woman had a very bad relationship with her mother-in-law, and the mother-in-law just recently passed. They had an argument. I mean, I was in the middle.
Between you, like you
I
were
was
like
the
she
mediator
was
of the-
alive
yeah.
and the mother-in-law was dead.
I was mediating
and you were like the
both
mediator
of them.
in the argument.
Oh wow.
Yes. And it was back and forth, and finally I had to stop it because the room was getting like I couldn't breathe. It was crazy.
Right.
Finally dismissed everything, and
How do I feel about my mother-in-law?
I think you're okay with her.
How does she feel about you? Is the question.
Oh, Eric wants to tell you a good story. He tells this one better.
She tells me a story. She doesn't normally discuss readings. This is really not. First of all, they're not that.
But this was
nobody
somebody
cares.
like out of state.
But this was something,
Yeah. He
and
never
she
was.
says to me, "I can't believe what happened." And I said, "What?" And she said, "I'm talking to this woman, and I said to her, you and your husband, you're going through some interesting times." She said, "Yes." She said, "There's been a change." He said, "Yes." And then somehow, I don't know, it dawned on her. I said, "How did you get that? Tell what you told her."
Because I saw her husband become a female.
Boom.
Whoa.
And he had a sex change operation. Now she's just sitting, and I'm going, "There's a change." And all of a sudden, I saw a man dressing like in drag, but I mean, just to show me the
Sure.
shape. And I was like, I have to say this. Did he have a sex change operation?
Because it's like the elephant in the room.
Because
You have to like,
but
you know.
yeah, how are you picking that? I mean, so she's like, "Oh my God!" And we got into all of his feelings and psyche prior to it, and she actually seemed to feel better about the process, being friends at this point in their life, instead of just being so angry. It was really, it was shocking.
I do get the feeling though they're just kind of like this wasn't really a friend; it was more of a personal experience.
Yeah. Oh, Eric, do you have something to confess to us? Tony,
I would make such an ugly woman. I can barely pass off man. Are you crazy? You know what? The wigs would be better. It'd be nice and long.
I'm getting a feel.
You know what? Don't knock it till you try it.
Do you like when people are around you? Did all of a sudden they get feelings too? Like I have a feeling that Tony's wearing Sally's underwear. That's what I
have
feel.
a feeling he may be commando.
Yeah. Oh, which one is it, Tony?
I'm happy to show.
He takes them off a lot, but he's not commando.
I have a feeling Sally wears the pants.
Oh, that is.
That's spot on. Eric has powers. He has powers.
Wow,
my
man!
job
I tell
away.
you, it
I'm
just came
comfortable
out.
with that. I'm all right with that.
Actually,
Go
ahead.
No, you first.
Did you say before that everybody has these abilities?
I feel everybody has some kind of intuitive ability, empathic ability.
Really?
I have friends that I know people that they can only predict like a car accidents or plane accidents. Like they're tuned into maybe that. I have friends that are very medical intuitive. I have friends that are very empathic, where they can really feel a person. I'm a medium psychic. I mean, I'm lucky to have been able to develop everything.
Right.
But it took time. But everybody could meditate, learn to really meditate, really learn to focus, really learn to be grateful in the moment, just be open and just do a lot of clearing energy.
It's
Just
good advice.
Keep your channel open.
I get meditation advice all the time, and
It's
when
really
I
important.
I have 2 boys. Did you meet both of
I
them?
met them both.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So the older one meditates all the time. I don't even know how he does it. Like he just is great at it, and I suck at it. Like 15 seconds in, and I'm like, really? Is it just been 15
Because you know what, you're
seconds?
going into it with a resistance.
Yeah.
What you need to just do it for 5 minutes to start. Just do
Right.
it, just even put a timer on.
He lets me
Couple of
do
minutes.
music. Like, he doesn't need anything.
He could. I'm saying for you, give yourself 5 minutes.
He
Quiet.
could be in the middle of like New York City and
Clear your mind.
meditate, and
Clear your
like so
mind.
he's like do like a voice music, and so he helps me. So like it really will help
Try
everything.
even 2 minutes, 3 minutes. You know, make sure you know. And like I used to start like you need milk. Like would come into my head, and I'm like, okay, I acknowledge that I need milk, and then I'd let it come out because I don't want to dwell, and I didn't want to be mad that other thoughts were coming in.
Right.
So acknowledge the thought, send it away, go back into the meditation.
Because for me, I'm like, oh, I have to go to King Cullen and pick up.
Right.
Like I'll
That's
do
what I'm
that.
saying.
Yeah.
But you just try to get
Don't
all
fight
those
it.
thoughts out of there.
George, you have something to say, or
What they're now teaching in school is mindfulness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the principal will come on and say, "Good morning, students. Just everyone turn off the ringers and make sure your phones are away."
Yeah.
And they practice mindfulness every
It's
morning
very
before homeroom.
common.
And it's kind of like a prayer.
It's terrific.
It's a form of
So
prayer.
They're getting this. I think it's a necessary skill that people need
Sounds
to be able to
foofy.
stop.
I think it like
Do your homework, you brat.
It like reboots your body for the moment.
The Susan,
Yes, it
I'm
does.
sorry, Elizabeth Batapede
Yes.
said, Susan told me something medical about my husband. It was the first time she met me, too. The info was very helpful.
Did you
Thank
save
you,
his
Elizabeth.
Thanks, Liz.
Wow. So,
Did you save his life?
oh, am I dying? Is this
Yeah,
something?
you're healthy.
Oh, good.
Damn it! Oh, I mean that's great.
Oh, thank you. need to know.
From what I
My blood
recall,
pressure
it
just
was just a
shot.
couple of steps that he wasn't doing for the recovering that seemed to
Okay.
help the recovery.
Wow.
Okay.
You seem so relaxed now. That's
Well, I
good. I'm
did.
glad
I
you
did.
said
I
that.
do. I get
He's
very.
been a little
I get very.
worried.
I know
tense.
he was a little. I know
He was a little
people, I get
worried.
people freak. You know, they freak out
Yeah,
with
they
me
do.
a little bit.
It's not that I'm scared of you. I just don't want to know things.
scary.
I'd rather be blissfully
But when I
ignorant.
told you every sweet little nothings.
Yes.
I mean, I didn't go deep. I just gave you a little tune in.
That's what my wife says all the time.
Oh,
You didn't go too deep.
You don't need to go basic.
Oh my goodness.
We had Donna. Do you know Donna Natalie? She's a psychic medium too, and we had her on. She's actually a friend from with Eric from high school, but twice twice I spoke with her.
We made love.
And two different no, you didn't.
No.
2 different times she looked at Tony and she's like, "You have to watch your sugar." And she was like, "He doesn't believe that he does, but he does." And then sure enough, he really needed to like kind of like lay low on the candy bars, and she was right. Yeah.
Sugar. Well,
And then she said to me, she said, "You are just a specimen of a man."
She didn't say that either.
She
Yeah.
didn't.
He
But that's
belongs in a test tube.
but that's the thing. When so like I said, do you get people like that not that I don't believe, but I just don't want to know anything. Is that okay too?
well, I have people that come with rules and regulations, and I come with the rules and regulations, and I'm like, you have to let me do my reading. I you know, if they're like, I really don't want to talk to spirits, I really do try to shoo them away. But sometimes they have to come through,
Right.
you know. But I try to abide by them, and I usually calm
Right.
them down enough to let me go further.
Right.
So,
Yeah, I like
some
what-
people come with a list. Well, I said, I don't want a list. Just, I'm going to ask you a couple things, yes
Right.
or no, and I'm going to tune into you. I don't want a list because then you're going to tell people, oh, I had a list. You know, I want to just do it free. I
So-
want it, whatever comes to
Right.
me.
So what you did with me was that like a drug deal. Here, just take a little taste.
I gave you a
Take
little. I
taste.
gave you a little sugar tablet.
You gave me
yeah.
a little taste, a nice little taste about
Mm-hmm.
my wife and my dog's dead. I'm telling you right now.
No,
Susan.
I had shepherds around you.
All right, okay. So, but that would make me want to come back for more because now I'm feeling more comfortable with you.
Would you like my card?
No. I don't know if I'm that comfortable yet. My wife will take your card, but I'm not going anywhere near it.
I do group parties, house parties,
Really?
one-on-one readings.
Do you
One-on-one.
do you tarot cards at all? Or
I use tarot as well.
Oh, isn't that the devil's work?
No.
That's what the Catholic Church says.
Listen, the Catholic Church took a lot of stuff out about psychics and mediums and tarot cards. believe me.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, did they really? Yeah.
It was in the Bible, or just
there was sniglets of us back in the day. They don't want us there.
Really?
Listen, I know I work in the light. I'm not doing anything wrong.
Right,
I'm happy. People are happy with my services.
But there are people who do not work
Oh,
in the light.
there are some charlatans for sure.
Right.
I've counted them, and I didn't speak very
So-
nicely to
good
them.
question. We
All
have a
right.
good question here.
Yeah.
'cause we're-
Like any profession, there's going to be bad ones. You know.
I just want to say we're not bad people. So
We are.
With that, well, we are. With that, there were 2 musicians that died in the last week or so.
Yes, Eddie
so,
and Rick.
and
yeah.
Billy Joel.
So Eric decided to do a Deadpool of who is going to be the great like the next great
The third, because it all
Yes.
happens in
Just the
threes.
threes.
So Ken Bichelle asked, "Who do you think the next?" Because it works in threes.
And if you tell us, you have
the
to give us
third
$5 to
musician.
be in the Deadpool.
So
go.
yeah, we have a list.
Give it to him.
We have Billy Joel.
I picked that
from
one.
not Billy
Eric.
Because I don't want to hear it
We
anymore.
have Keith Richards, which we know.
No, we're waiting for him. He'll never go.
We have Meatloaf. We have I did Jerry Lee Lewis. Tony did Little Richard.
Well, Little Richard wishes I did.
How old is Little Richard?
Andy did Willie Nelson, and Joe DeZazu did Justin Bieber. But we've got $5.
Well, I had
on
mentioned
it.
Eddie Money the week before he passed, but I'm just.
Did you really?
Sounds like it's after the fact.
Right.
Let's see.
Look how quiet everybody got.
I know. I want to.
I want to say somebody, but I think everybody's
$5.
going to get really upset.
I know.
It's just say, do it. I'll put my money on it.
But he's healthy right now. He seems fine.
That's
Car
okay,
accidents
do
happen
it.
all the time.
I think Tony Bennett.
Oh,
That's
Sally
me.
said Tony Bennett. Then she changed her mind.
Yeah. Sorry, Tony Bennett.
And
But I'm
every
reaping
time
the
I
money
see
from
him,
it.
I'm like, he's still good. But I.
Nope, you didn't put it down.
I'm going to
Why
go with
not?
him.
You crushed that. You said you wanted out.
No,
Get the hell out of here. You can't go back in now.
Hey, if you make money, I get half.
That's
I
right.
get half of your money. I'm a Deadpool.
Wow.
And it's not about age because he seems pretty healthy.
Yeah, he
It just
does.
seems
Oh,
like
147 years old.
Has nothing to do with age.
I
Well,
just-
no
I
one
want
on
his
the
wigs
list,
when he dies.
other
I
than
want-
It's
Eric
not
and
Keith
Billy
Richard,
Joel.
I'll tell you that. It's
He
not
wrote
him.
Mammy. I mean, I don't know.
Other than Eric and Billy Joel, no one wants anyone on the list to die. We're just guessing.
He wrote Lincoln's second inaugural address.
He was the opening act.
He said, "Mary Lincoln, I banged her." He said, "Come on."
Hey,
He
how,
said that. He was the one that said that.
how are you free people doing tonight? Tony Bennett.
So what does he sing? Start spreading the news. Is that him, Tony?
No, that was Sinatra.
Oh,
That was he
Sinatra.
sang
Sinatra's dead.
"Left
He's-
My Heart in San Francisco."
He left his heart. Yeah. He's going to leave his heart somewhere.
So now we do murder mystery shows, right? We have comedic murder mysteries, interactive murder mysteries, and every once in a while we run into a less than par murder mystery group who comes in and we do murder mysteries too, and it's just a complete debacle, and it ends up putting a bad name out there for murder mysteries, right? So then we have to go, well, no, that's not what we do. This is how we do it, and so on. Like there's murder mystery groups that actually read their script from a binder in front of the audience. Yeah.
And they pay money for that?
Right, and they're paying big money for it too. And then we come in and go, oh, we tried that already. Yeah, but you hired a company that knows nothing about your organization. They put ads out for actors, and they read from a binder in front of the audience. Like that's how bad it is. So now my point is, I'm going to bring it back to you because it's all about you.
Sure.
Do you find that sometimes you have to fight that stigma too? Because I'm a psychic, and I went to a psychic already, and they were way off, and you're all scam artists.
And
So how do you fight that stigma? How do you, do you feel like now all of a sudden I have to prove something to them, or?
Well, those are the prove it to me, BITCH people.
Right.
But no, what I do is I want to say I take that as a healthy challenge, and I don't
Okay.
mean it's a challenge.
I got you.
I just take it as okay. I know what I can do. I know what I'm tuning into this person already.
Mm-hmm.
Let's sit down and let's talk. And a lot of people, most people, I don't know if anybody just left. I mean, most people were, thank you. I feel better about the process. I had 2 girls that had gone to somebody, just took their money and said horrible things to them, to scare them. And then they came to me, and I didn't even charge them because I felt so bad for them.
Right.
That I just reread them for them, and they were crying from just relief. I mean,
Right, 'cause
so
you
that's what
worry.
you mean by the charlatans. I
Yeah.
mean, there's a lot of that. No, I'm always in the light and do the right thing.
And I never really understood. You're driving by and it's like psychic. Come in and visit us, and I'm
I
like,
work out of my home office. Or I
do
go
you have
to
a
her
big
home.
sign that says psychic
I
on your
wouldn't- and I
lawn?
only
You know,
work
it's
by-
like
and I work by appointments. I mean, people
Right.
that you could just walk in and
She
out
works
of.
word of mouth.
Right.
She doesn't need it.
right.
I would never do that.
Yeah, see, I don't think I'd walk into just somebody on the street. It would have to be word of mouth, or, oh, you got to go to, the spicy psychic Susan. And I'm like, okay,
Well, I'm again all referrals from Facebook,
right.
and I'm booked out, and I am as good as my next person, my next referral.
Right.
And again, my intention is to make them feel better or relieved or understand something better than they came in. You know, have some closure. A lot of it is for closure.
Okay.
Do you have? Is it just you tomorrow night? Is there anybody else?
It's just me in the
Just you?
room.
Okay,
Yeah.
nice. That's great.
We have the Italian guy in the other room.
You have Vincent Curatola. I think.
The guy from The
is,
Sopranos.
Johnny Sack. is
Johnny
in
Sack.
the-
Johnny Sack, yeah.
Yes, he's actually going to be in the other room. Yeah.
So maybe I could read him.
Where are you working tomorrow night?
I'm not. I actually was looking to do a spot, hopefully in maybe in one of the clubs close by.
Right.
So I'm driving her,
Right.
And there is no show. There's no comedy in one of the Nassau County, either here or the brokerage. So I'm going to be here supporting her.
All right, good,
And
good, good.
I am doing the Borgata this weekend, opening
Yes.
for Vic DiBitetto.
Very
2
nice.
shows at the Music Box Theater.
Wow.
So there you go.
Did he
I'll be here
hand-
I'll be here September 28th with Vic. Also, 2 shows Saturday night. We're going to be taping it, possibly for Sirius Radio.
nice.
So that's
And he's
September
also going to be
28th.
headlining.
I'll be headlining McGuire's, another one of the Governor's Clubs, McGuire's in Bohemia, November 1st and 2nd.
Wow. So a week after we're there.
October 25th
We sell out.
No, we're at the
in
brokerage.
Belmore,
ready?
the
Ask
brokerage.
Susan. I'm going to ask Susan.
What happened?
On October 25th,
Brokerage
Will-
in Belmore.
will Knock 'em Dead Comedy
The-
sell out the Brokerage Comedy Club?
Our murder mystery.
Doing one of our murder mystery comedy shows.
And if not, what do we have to do right now to make that happen?
I don't see a sellout, but I see good sales.
Good. I'm happy with that.
So I see it
You think?
more than half. Let me watch. Maybe half to 3/4.
Yay.
More advertisement, and this is what brokerage.
Yeah.
Do you do anything right in the town of brokerage, like the Belmore area? Do you?
No.
Can you do some flyers in the area, or?
Yes, Tony will start right now.
I just think like sometimes
Yeah.
you don't get enough
Right.
publicity, or I mean,
Yeah,
I
we
know you
don't
have
have-
the
People that come have a great time.
Right.
It's just letting people
I
know.
think a good
That's our
flyer,
problem.
simple flyer in the area. Also, you have some friends or contacts that you should call, and then make them bring people. Like they may owe you a favor, or
Yeah, I was actually just
Okay.
talking to Tony because Tony, like, he'll put on his Facebook, the Daily Show all the time,
Mm-hmm.
and then he'll post other things, and I'm like, every time you just like write like a little paragraph that's important to you, people really reach out because they love you. Like, just do that for this.
keep it short and sweet. That's the words that I
Mm-hmm.
was hearing. Short, sweet, but you have a few people to reach out on that can bring
a
table.
whole bunch of people.
Yeah.
Thanks.
I have a lot of people that owe me favors.
Yeah, so go get them.
Yeah. I'm going to make them an offer.
Make them an offer. Maybe that guy tomorrow night. What's his name? Johnny Sack can help you.
Johnny Sack said. Now, phone readings.
do
Explain this to me. How
I
does
know,
that work?
I know. Phone readings are only for logistics, convenience. Some people who have seen me for years and they call it a tune-up, or I need a little spicy or whatever.
Right.
They're in their office. Can I do a 30-minute phone reading with you? I have some questions. Yeah. Boom. We'll do it that way. Or somebody's cousin, aunt, mother is in Florida or California. They want to
Right.
refer me. So people like, is it the same? Is it just as good? And it drives me crazy because it's the total same service. I
Right.
would not offer a lesser service. It's really for convenience. I have people who are local, but they're lazy. They just want to do it
Sure.
out of their
Okay,
kitchen.
fair enough.
They have
Right.
kids sleeping or something. So it's really, phone reading is just as powerful. I don't get to see you or anything. So I really am focusing in a certain way, but they're just as powerful and they're just as good.
That should tell you something, because one of the ways that people like to debunk, if you will, a psychic is they say they read your body language. Or they'll notice that your look on your face. Well, if she's doing it over the phone, obviously that's out. So
Right.
that's obviously not an avenue for chicanery.
Ooh,
You like
big
that
word.
word? How's
Big
that?
word.
It's not an
Using big-
avenue of chicanery.
Me,
Right.
George,
If
and Sally with the Hicksville education. We have no idea.
that sounds like one of George's wines.
That's it.
Try the chicanery.
Yeah, try the chicanery. It's very,
Full
it's
of
very
whimsy.
chicanerous.
It's dry, but full of whimsy.
All right, so phone readings are legit, but so you don't
they are.
necessarily need the person in front of you.
No.
Really?
Because the psychic information is psychic information.
Right.
And some of the best readings, I'm going to say they're all great, but at the end, like, oh my God, I can't believe you got all of that and you didn't see me. Well, I'll say, and I have to be delicate, like, they might have a little tiny little voice, but they're heavy set, big women. And I'll go, I'm just saying this with love, but, I have to say this. I have some health concerns and this and that, and they'll end up telling me, yeah, I'm very heavy. But
And
I
this
can't
is over
see
the
that.
phone?
Yeah, I can't
Well,
see them.
I mean, listen, they're like this.
No, I'm saying they have a sweet little voice.
We're in
I
America.
can't tell their weight.
We're in America. I hate to tell
Are
you.
you
everybody's
okay?
overweight.
You have about an 80%
Yes, I just-
shot of saying an American's fat.
Why are you breathing so heavy? I just uncrossed my legs. No, okay. So basically, you just tell them they need to lose weight, right?
I'm just using an example. If
Right,
I
yeah.
have a little baby voice, but I'm imaging my images a heavy set person, and I'm getting medical intuition information.
Right.
I have to let them know what my imagery is.
Right,
Because
right.
but I'm delicate. I
you're
feel
gen-
like the
you're-
words
yeah.
are given to me by spirit.
Right.
And because I say sometimes at the end of a reading, oh, I'm not that eloquent. Like, how would that come out so nicely? I feel like I am being guided in what to say to my clients.
Right.
Yeah, that's what I mean by trancing. I just feel guided.
Do
Okay.
psychics read psychics? Like, do you guys like?
I have
can
one
you, like, help
psychic
me?
friend. Hey, Adam, I don't know if you're listening. I do work with him upstate, and we travel together. He's a great psychic. And we will give each other readings, but that's the only person I will read.
Like,
and
you'll be
he'll
driving in the car with him, and he'll like tell you something. You're like,
Oh, we both
shut
do.
the fuck up.
we'll just like in our silence we even read each other. He calls it my psychic husband, like psychic brother. I mean, it's there. So we'll read each other. Just I'll pick up something for him in health or relationships, etc. But I don't go to anybody else. I'll be honest. I like to just go with him.
But are spirits then territorial? Like, let's say you're driving together to an event, right? And all of a sudden, a spirit comes into the car. Is he choosing sides? Is he with you and not him?
That's
or
interesting. That's a
are they
great question.
territorial? Or can you both see it?
Well,
Because I
sometimes
would
one
feel-
will
Both see it.
Well, we will both. One will recognize it, and then the other one will feed off of the oh yeah, and I'm
Okay.
feeling this, and then we know that spirit's coming along for the event. Then we have to figure out where it's going.
Right, because I would feel like maybe the
We can
spirit
connect
would,
him, yeah.
The spirit would be more in tune to one chakra than another.
Well, it's not
chakra
about the
word?
chakra. It's tuned to.
He said
there's
chicanery.
all
I can
different
say
chakras.
chakra. We're with the show words
What's
today.
the difference between shenanigan and what did you say?
You know, Sally.
Chicanery.
Sally, when you were talking about
Chicanery is
meditating,
your-
you got to balance your chakras as well. You're out of whack. The chakras.
Well, we know she's out of whack.
No, the chakras are.
She's with
We
20,
have to
for Christ's
balance them.
sakes.
Stomach area okay with you?
So far,
Okay. Any issues? You don't have to get into it, but
no, I don't care.
okay. Any issues prior or some concerns?
Nope.
Because what happens is I look at you and there's a lot of an orangey kind of a color, and that chakra really is the lower stomach. Like,
Okay.
So that could be female stuff, whatever.
Well, she did
But
vote
just
Trump, so I see the orange.
Just be
in her.
careful in that area. Just in case.
Stomach area?
Stomach and female area.
Okay.
Okay.
Ooh.
I don't know how to put it, so I have to say female area.
It's all right.
Nothing bad. Just if you're feeling not up to par, it would be in that area.
Okay.
Okay.
So far, so good.
Okay.
But good to know.
Sometimes it's future stuff.
Do you feel the death inside of me, like just cold emptiness? Do
We
you
all
that?
feel
No.
it.
Yeah, every day, every day.
That's not real.
Have
There's
you
no
used
real-
humor since you were a child?
Yes.
To disguise your feelings?
Yes.
Oh.
You know why?
Why?
You want me to just tell you?
Can.
I was beat.
No, you were not.
Severely as a child, almost every day.
He
Am I
was.
lying?
No joke.
See?
No joke.
For real?
Yeah, with belts, vacuums, dog chains.
True.
True story.
Really?
True story. True story.
She doesn't believe you.
I swear to you, true
I
story.
believe Tony, though.
No,
Brooms.
absolutely.
I don't know about you, but I
No,
believe Tony.
he's telling the truth. I'll back
Wooden
So you've
spoons were
used-
like a vacation. We're like,
Oh, I got those in the ears a few
it's
times.
the wooden spoon, yes.
So you using your humor
Yes.
for that? Okay.
Brooms were a big one.
the pool balls.
Pool balls, pool sticks.
But you're a great father
Oh, fantastic.
because you
One
didn't
of
do
the
what
best.
they did. You are. You weren't going to repeat it.
No, I didn't repeat it.
Good.
Although I'd like to sometimes.
No.
But I didn't repeat it. So
I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah, well, it's okay. You didn't do it.
Well,
Deserved it.
just
It's not your fault.
Tony said you deserved it. I'm sorry.
Yeah, so yes, we all dealt with it in different ways. Yeah, my father left. He's like, he
I had
got
enough of
stabbed.
this.
Yeah, he got stabbed in the chest with a pitchfork. So she stabbed him in the chest. With
Your mother?
yeah.
Standing
Wow.
in a What's with like the Mayberry? What was that picture? The painting, the two of them standing there, like that. That was your parents.
Yeah, that's the second picture that nobody shows. Yeah.
Right in the chest.
Gina Condemi Coffin said, orange stomach, it's all the bags of carrots you guys are eating.
I didn't see the carrots, so
Where are they? Right there.
nixing that.
Anthony Rodia, you know Anthony, yes?
No, I don't.
Oh, but you know who he is.
Another
yeah?
radio
I've heard
guy.
of him, but I don't
Yeah.
know. I've never had
Okay,
the pleasure.
Super guy. He does the show here on Tuesday nights. We were teasing him because last week was his anniversary. and he chose to go golfing with his buddies on his anniversary.
Oh.
Not even just like going golfing for the day. They actually went away for the weekend. So I was shocked that he was actually still alive. So he's asking if his wife wants to kill him for going golfing on their anniversary. He wants to know if it's okay, if it's safe to sleep in his house. Now I'm telling him it's not safe. That's all. That's it.
Is it safe for Anthony Rodita to
The answer is
sleep in
no.
his house?
After he went golfing.
Eric's like, oh my God, I can't believe you.
I think that he's teasing because I think she understood that he went or something. Like there was I don't know. Like,
They go every year. So
Yeah,
that's why.
I feel like this was all right. We're going to do this, but we'll do this when we do this, and I feel like he's pouring that on a little bit to be cool, Anthony.
You're probably absolutely right.
Stop putting on airs, Anthony Rodita.
Stop trying to trick the psychic.
Joey Cola's watching. Hello, Joey.
Hello,
Hey, Joey. Joey Cola, how are you?
Long Island legend.
Joey, can I ask you? You posted something during Anthony's show last night that you're opening up for somebody in December, but I don't know who. He didn't say who it was.
It wasn't a complete sentence.
No,
I
it
know.
wasn't a complete sentence. So maybe he had some of the wine here. I don't know what. I didn't know what he meant.
That's
So
what
Joey,
30 years of
clarify.
comedy will do to you. Believe me. You won't form complete sentences after a while.
Now, how is it
tough.
living with Eric? A laugh a minute?
No.
No, he doesn't wake up with the da 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 da.
Hey, wake up. Hey, how you doing? Where you from? Come on, stop.
How long did it take you to get here? How was the ride in? So no, it's not a laugh a minute.
No.
He's a genuine professional. He sits down, he writes.
He's always writing. A
Yep.
lot of times, I can see his mouth moving from the other room because I know he's writing stuff. Unless he's talking to somebody, his mouth is moving. He's writing. He's thinking. He's always working on his craft. He's come a really long way.
You guys have never. I'm assuming it might be two different audiences. You've never done an event together.
No, we have not.
I personally would like that, but I think I'm the minority.
No, we would.
you know?
No, we have not. It
We've
would
been
be
in the same
nice.
places working.
I'm
but
going
not
to introduce her
together.
tomorrow night.
Oh, that's
so in
cool.
that sense, yes, I actually say hello and I introduce her.
Right.
Other than that,
I was thinking like he comes up and does a few jokes, then I come
Sure.
back, do a few readings, and he does it like 10
Yeah,
minutes,
yeah.
10 minutes.
That's what I'm saying. I personally would think that's great, but I would think a lot of your audiences, they come in a little
Right.
tense because they want that reading.
They
They're
don't
not
care about
loose.
me.
Right.
Right, right.
And
Or
that's
vice
not
versa,
an insult
maybe,
to
or
you.
they
It's just-
had a laugh and like, who's this crazy psychics here? So, yeah, I mean, it would be we call each other fortunes and funnies, so that could always be a show some point.
That's cool.
That's not a
I
bad
made that
one.
up
I
one
like it.
day.
I like that.
I like that
funny.
too.
That's
I like that. Fortunes and funny.
Like I said, I would love to see it. But again, I don't know if
Make it happen. We'll give you a finder's fee.
Right.
Spirits and smiles.
I like that.
like it all.
Spirits and smiles.
No,
is
theirs
good.
was better. Theirs was
I
better.
Fortunes
know.
and funny's a little more catchy. but
Fortune and funny.
People
We're
like
just
the
trying
F.
to-
No,
we're
no,
just-
you
we're
don't
just-
need to try to do that. They got it covered.
We're just
They're good.
spitballing here. That's all. There's nothing wrong with that.
There's no spitballs anymore. Everything's on your phone. You have to spit your phone out.
Now-
there's no paper. There's nobody spitball. There's no.
I have
no
a question
paper to write
for
anything.
George.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Now, you have the one place open or you have more than one place?
Only one by law.
Okay. So, because I'm seeing two. And maybe one can be by law or whatever that means with the alcohol. I don't know what that means exactly. But I see something else on the horizon too, have two that are by law.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm going to expand.
Yes. And I don't know if it's going to be in New York, though. You have other connections? Other states?
I have, of course, we have friends and family all over the world.
But I'm
Everyone
saying,
leaves Long
would
Island.
Florida be one of them?
Florida? Yes.
Okay. Whoever that is, because when I was saying F, then I heard Florida, and then I moved it to you. So, I know my mind works in mysterious ways. But I do feel an expansion. I don't think it's coming just yet. I want to say more after May of next year. And I think that's when you'll be connecting more to the Florida
Okay.
persons. There's 3 of them, but I don't know who's listening, but there's 2 that I would really work with, and one I would really work with 2 of them out of the 3. And I'm just going to leave it as that.
And you'll know
And
which
you'll know,
one it
and you'll know
is.
which one it is because you know already.
But he's not even in the. He doesn't even like wine.
But he may want to put money involved, or he may want to be some kind of part. I just wouldn't involve that third party.
Well, Florida is already dominated by Total Wines and Spirits and ABC Liquors, so it's already kind of flooded market.
Well, I don't know
out
if it's going to. I mean, I think the associates are from Florida. I don't know if they'll be in Florida.
there. Associates.
The associates could be from Florida too.
Okay. Well,
You know.
half of New York is in Florida.
All right. Well, see, he's trying to debunk me, so I'm done with his reading. I'm giving him really good information, so
But I'm trying to.
that's that. I'm done.
trying
I'm,
to-
You're
I'm
not gonna
wow.
find out now.
la, la, la. I can't hear you.
George, give her more wine. George, give her more
I'm trying to
wine.
mine it down to something more tangible for me. That's
It's
all.
Frank. You got it? Okay, there. She said it. I said it. It's Frank.
Somebody
You got-
connected to Florida. It could be
Right.
something in Florida. There's 3 people. 2 are tangible. 1 I wouldn't get into business with. And something after May. Let me know what happens.
May.
May of
After
next
May.
year.
Yes.
You could see that far in advance.
I saw a calendar just now in my brain.
Really?
Yeah.
Ooh.
And then it what? Then it stops at May or
It
something?
stops at May, right? It went January, February, March, April, May, and then it looked like it wanted to go to June and went back to May. Then it looked like it went back to April, but then it stayed in May. So that's where I came up with
That's
May.
interesting.
Oh, like a little wheel. Like,
Yeah.
So May is significant for a future endeavor.
Endeavor, and I feel as a Florida or Floridian connection
Okay.
person.
wow.
Well, 2 of them actually. 2
Oh,
people.
I hope it comes true.
Oh,
Oh, you'll be like, oh.
I hope it comes true too, and maybe I'll get a free bottle of wine out of it.
Yeah, well, I think.
No, but that brings up an interesting point
Yeah.
that he had mentioned, because he's saying, well, listen, there's a lot of people in Florida. We had we had her mother go to a reading a long time ago and mentioned that her and her father used to, her father's in spirit, used to dance the Lindy together, and mentioned Brooklyn. And she said, well, a lot of people are from Brooklyn, and a lot of people dance the Lindy. Now, yes, that's right, but my mother-in-law, God bless her, hasn't had the most, let's put it this way, most eclectic life. And dancing the Lindy and Brooklyn were very relevant. Now, there are a lot of people, she's lived a very normal, average life.
Right, and that was a big
Right.
deal.
Very
for her.
So
boring.
you know, if he came out in the reading, didn't you walk on the moon? Weren't you one of the space shuttles? Then it would have been ridiculous, because she never was. The point is, she lived a typical life. Not saying the yours type is typical, but in this case, Florida and New York, yeah, they are connected. But
Sometimes it's a simple message, but it will hold water.
right.
Because,
There you
know,
go. There you go.
And,
Thank you.
and not a skeptic. I'm just trying to mine it down to something where
He
I can.
just
He wants to make the
Well,
phone
you were
call
mining it
today.
down because you said, well, that person doesn't even like wine, so you kind of knew where I was talking about.
Yeah.
So you were mining it down.
They don't have to like wine to be a good business person.
That's that. They don't have to like wine.
Susan, what
they wanna know the
state
money.
do I hate the most?
What state hates him the most?
Are you seeing an F?
You hate Florida?
Ends in an A?
You hate Florida? I like Florida.
Lorada in the middle? Yes, I can't stand Florida. I hate it.
I like it in winter, when it's winter here.
Oh, do you? I love New York. I love the winter. I love the winter.
One more
I like
question.
the winter when I'm not
Oh,
debilitated.
with you again?
Oh, here we go. Oh, all of a sudden, okay, you have one
Oh,
question.
now all of a sudden you're interested.
Yeah, you have all this business. I have like a broken vagina, and he gets his follow-up question.
All right, you have one question, and
Right.
maybe I'll answer it.
What about my wife?
She hates you.
Well, what is your question about your wife?
Her professional career.
Oh, he's going to make me work.
Now or future?
Is she still in it right now?
Yes.
I feel like she's kind of wanted to come out of it a few times, but she stays put. This isn't with you, though, correct? This
No.
is a different endeavor?
Yes.
I see 2 or 3 times I'm gonna leave. Let me just get this done. I feel like she feels like she has to get something done before she actually leaves it on other people or work with other people or help other people. Is she looking to retire?
No.
Because you're not old, but step away from it completely? Because I almost feel like if she leaves this, it's somewhere else she's going. Like it won't even be the same thing.
Well, she's looking to nail down the next job.
But it's something to do with something different than what she's doing now.
No, in the same field.
But the whole setup is different than what she's doing. It's a whole different setup where she's going. It's different. Even if it's the same field, it's a different energy.
Okay.
She's got to let go of where she is to go there. I feel like she's not letting go. But the opportunity is there. Does she have to decide by the end of the year? I feel like January is good for her. Maybe end of December.
There's an interview tomorrow.
So they could say, listen, we'll start you at the beginning of the year, something like that. I just feel like, I don't know if it's going to be that job, though. It might be something else. Because I feel she might have some skills and stuff with it, but I don't think it's going to be a lot of the same work. It's going to be something different. And she may want that.
Okay.
Because I feel she's bogged down where she is. It's like time to leave that. It's been there, done that.
Okay.
Yeah. We'll see. I don't know about the interview for tomorrow, but I think something else will come, and I feel it more to the end of the year that she actually does the move because she's like almost afraid to leave.
I'll tell her this on Friday.
Okay.
Yeah, tell her to just shit can tomorrow's interview. You're not getting that job anyway,
I think she should go to see what they're looking for and the experience, maybe the pay and like whatever she's looking for. But I feel there's something after that.
What does your wife do?
She's a school teacher.
Oh.
So it might not be that school district or whatever. There'll be something else. So the new year would make sense because then maybe that's when they're hiring for the new year or something. Okay. I think though, even if it's the same grade, it might be a different grade or different curriculum. I can never say the word.
Curriculum. You said it right.
Curriculum.
You did a good job.
Yeah, but I don't know if she's going to be happy where this is either. Could be why she might not even want to take it. Something doesn't feel like it's clicking, but something will come up. Not this one, maybe the next one.
Okay.
Don't say anything to her.
Don't tell her till after. Make her take the interview.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
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 She's not on Facebook.
Oh, she done?
No, she
I
hijacks
hate that
mine.
psychic.
She hijacks yours to go through.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
I see her scrolling.
Oh, you do? Well, she's checking your messages.
Right.
Yeah.
Well,
She's like, who's he talking to now, that son of a bitch?
Let's see if there's girls' names.
Oh, free wine? I'll give him free wine. Look at these girls up, you son of a gun, yeah? Is that what she sounds like?
No.
Oh, I was close. So I don't have any intuition whatsoever. So,
I'm sweating.
why are you sweating? Why? 'Cause are you nervous?
Of course you're nervous.
Why are you nervous,
Because
George?
you're kind of reading the chapter before it happens.
That's why I don't want to know nothing.
It's
Well, you came back and asked me a second question.
Yeah, you did, George.
Yeah, well, of course, because you're curious.
Of course.
Everyone wants to.
I'm going to ask
wanna
a
know.
specific question.
Go ahead.
When will George die? There, answer it. Go ahead, tell him. No, I'm only kidding.
I don't
tell him,
predict
tell him.
gloom and doom and death.
Can
I don't
you imagine
predict
that,
Good
though?
answer.
Oh, my God. I would, if I was a psychic, oh, my God, I'd freak everybody out. I'd be like, oh, yeah? Well, you're going to die next week. And then,
I'll joke,
and that
I'll joke with
argument.
people say, "Oh, you're not going to mess with me now, are you?" Yeah.
Can I borrow $5?
No. You're going to die next week. I'm never getting
What,
it back.
$5 for the death pool? Now everybody's going to go with Tony Bennett.
So that's Susan, the spicy psychic. Tomorrow night
in the little room.
Tomorrow night in the little room.
And you can reach me on Facebook on The Spicy Psychic. And you can contact me for any information for a reading, a group reading, a home reading, an event reading, all occasions. Workshops. I do cord cuttings, which we release the stuff that isn't supporting us on our journey. So we could do a workshop together with cord cuttings, and we can learn how to meditate, and we could clear chakras, and you ask for it, and I'll give you what you need.
What's a cord cutting, if you don't mind me asking?
It's a way of releasing on our journey the things that are holding us back.
Oh.
So it's a very, 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 very deep meditation. There's some writing involved. There's some other, I won't give away my secrets, but it's
I'm
a very
so
wonderful
literal.
workshop.
I'm so literal. I thought you meant like you'll be at the birth and snap, you cut the cord,
Cut
like
the
kind
cord.
of
Well,
thing.
you are,
just to
you
give
are
the baby-
basically cutting a cord.
But besides being a
Umbilical
psychic,
cord.
she christens ocean liners. What is this guy kidding?
Yeah, do you see in Eric's future him going back to school? So he can
Besides
learn?
being a psychic, she's a moil.
That's where they take off the skin. The
Circumcision.
Circumcision. This is what he's.
Oh.
Now he's doing Jewish. He was
Oil.
He was Italian. He was Jew.
I thought you meant like so the baby gets good juju when it comes out. I
cord
didn't know.
cutting. You're
Good
releasing what
juju.
doesn't
Don't make
serve you
fun of
by
the
cutting
Jews,
a cord
people.
to something or
Don't
someone.
make fun of the Juju. He just said the juju.
Juju. I have good juju. This is a good juju room.
This is a good
Yes,
juju
it is.
room. All
I have a
right.
good
All
ju-
right.
Because we're
did
here.
you clear in this room or anything?
Yes.
You have?
Oh yeah, especially on Wednesday nights. We certainly did.
Do you really sage and stuff in this room?
We didn't sage. We just
You just
like
because I
thanked the
it feels
heavens.
clear. Why? What happened on Wednesday night? We don't want to know.
We got rid of a show.
It's a secret.
That
What happened, Eric?
was a good one.
Thank you.
All right. You want?
So yeah, the energy's a lot different in here.
It feels. I just want to let you acknowledge that I have good energy in here. So whatever
Yeah.
you got rid of is.
Yeah,
So
you're welcome.
I don't know who's here Wednesday, whatever that means.
I
so.
was joking.
That's a bad
but
inside joke.
Yes, it was directed at something in particular. But
got
no,
you.
we work hard in here, and I think we've created a fun atmosphere. in
Yes,
here.
that's a good
We have a
energy.
great time. Eric stops in sometimes. A lot of the comedians come in. We have a lot of laughs in here. It's a great place.
Yeah.
So there you go. So again, the Spicy Psychic tomorrow night, right here, Governors in the Little Room, Governors in Levittown.
If you join the Spicy Psychic, the link to get tickets is right on there.
Okay.
Govs.com. Eric the Taglioni playing McGuire's in Bohemia, November 1st and 2nd. Don't forget Govs in Levittown, where you can see the Shut Up, Sit Down, and Eat.
That's in Belmore.
Oh, that's at the brokerage.
Yes, at November 24th.
With Joe Maffa.
I will also be at the brokerage with Vic DiBattista the day after you guys
Oh.
are doing Are you doing your the show? I wish you
Murder
luck.
Mystery Show.
Yo, I can't.
Somebody's
Who
knocking.
was that?
That's
That's
a
a
hearty
aggressive
knock.
knock.
Wow.
Derek.
Don't let it in!
Derek's gonna bring a balloon.
It's a bad spirit.
Oh, it's Joe. Thanks.
It's just.
Hi, Joe.
It's Joe.
It's Joe.
Joe's got good spirit. Thank God.
I love
Joe's got
Joe.
good
I thought we
spirit.
were gonna get like a cool balloon from Derek.
I forget. You can say I'm dead. I just locked the boss out. So.
And George, thank you for stopping by Wines by Nature out in Wading River, correct? So please.
And yes, George,
Oh, you guys
enjoyed
are close to Wading
the-
River, right?
reaping your benefits after May next year.
We'll see George down in Florida. Everybody visit Wine
Yes.
in Florida.
In
Wines
Florida.
by Nature in
With
Louisiana.
2 good guys, 1 asshole.
And apparently, you knew what she meant. It sounded like you knew who she was referring to.
I've had a standing offer from a college roommate
You son of a bitch!
Yeah,
You were
but
holding
yeah,
that
of
back.
course.
for 30 years.
He's challenging me.
For
You
30 years.
son of a! Why would you say that now?
Well, he
It's a
no,
good
he
thing,
let
no,
on
because
he,
I knew
I could feel that he was doing that.
It
He
seemed
let
like
on
he
that-
knew what she.
He was
who knew what she
holding
meant.
back.
No, he
It's a-
wasn't. He let on that he knew. He said but the guy doesn't like wine, so he acknowledged that he knew what she was
But
talking
he said, I
about.
got to make it more tangible.
But he's a businessman.
How do you know that?
Please, I got things.
Eric's powers involve gas and food. You know.
I've had a 30-year ever since college. He's always offered me to come down, but I never,
So?
never,
It's just gonna
ever,
turn
ever
off.
made the move because this is where the family is. This is where all the toys
You don't
are.
have to make a move. You just have to have a business association.
Oh, good. He's moving back to New York.
Yeah, you can figure something out. Open that avenue.
Bada
Open
bing.
yourself up.
And listen,
new
I feel like I'm talking like him now because I've been sitting.
I feel bad for you.
Once that opens, I'd like to be the psychic of the night. I'd like to have a
Ah,
psychic.
there you
house.
go.
Absolutely.
Perfect.
Yeah, why can't you do a psychic night at Total?
Yeah,
I
why
already
can't you?
suggested that.
I
Yeah.
don't know.
Yeah.
I don't think there's any reason why.
All right, so let's get it done.
do
will
it.
ya?
I hope I have a card with me.
This is a state regulated. There's
When
too
I
many
kiss,
regulations,
please.
but we'll see.
You can have it. You have wine tastings and stuff at your place. You can have a psychic.
Okay. There he goes.
What's the matter with you?
All right. Time
Here
to
we
go.
Time to go. That's our show for today. The Knock 'em Dead Comedy Radio Show is brought to you by Bella Vista Pizza. Bella Vista Pizza for the best pizza in the whole wide world. Check out Bella Vista Pizza located at 154 Manila Road in Plainview, 516-433-4464. That's 516-433-4464. BellaVistaPizza.com, baby. Check them out. And also Gina Kajemi, Coffin Licensed Real Estate Agent with Signature Premier Properties. It's Gina Kajemi, Coffin Licensed Real Estate Agent with Signature Premier Properties. 631-495-7696. 631-495-7696. List your house with Gina. She'll work so hard for you and sell your house so fast it'll make your
Head spin.
head spin. And Knock 'em Dead Comedy, Knock 'em Dead Comedy for the funniest murder mysteries in the whole wide world. Check out Knock 'em Dead Comedy, knockemdeadcomedy.com/show dates for all our upcoming dates and information. I got the answer.
October 25th.
We can't get sued.
Thanks for sticking with us. Don't forget to go to
We're
govs.com
running out
to
of
see
time.
the information on all their shows coming up this weekend. Lots of great shows. Anthony Rodilla is playing this weekend. Susan the Spicy Psychic tomorrow night in the Little Room. Wally Kurth and James Patrick Stewart in the Little Room this weekend. Nathan McIntosh is playing the Brokerage. Chad Zumock is playing McGuire's in Bohemia. So lots of great stuff. Go to govs.com and go to knockemdeadcomedy.com for information on our upcoming events. Thank you very much. I don't think we have any guests tomorrow. Friday we have comedian. Do you remember his name? What's his name? Larry Izzo. Just hit me.
Matter.
Larry Izzo is joining us on Friday. All right, we'll see you guys tomorrow at 11. See ya.